anymore. I don't even know. I don't even know why I try anymore. I don't even know.
madness. AEW Dynamite is anything but dynamite, man. Tony is too busy bragging he's going to beat Eric Bischoff for the longest running weekly episodic television show in Time Warner history. Meanwhile, the shows are nothing more than a dynasty of lifeless television. I don't know what happened tonight, folks. I don't really know even what to talk about tonight. There were just matches. Pro wrestling matches with no emotion, no feeling, just wrestling matches that were there with no continuity, no story. Oh, man, I guess we're not one of the sickos, man. We're not one of the sickos. Oh, man. This show sucks. This show sucks. I'm sorry. You get more life out of a fucking indie show outside of a gymnasium somewhere. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the OTS venue. I'll be drinking in my mother's basement. Jesse upstairs. When we get there on this Wednesday night, I want to know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? See you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining us right here on Off the Script. This is your AEW Dynamite post show for March 26th, 2025. I'm your host, JD from New York, as always, coming to you live from the OTS venue inside my mother's basement. Thank you very much for joining us on this Wednesday evening, wherever you may be. Bro, what are you smiling at over there?
Nothing, man.
What are you smiling at over there, man?
You should not click on the profiles of some of the people in this damn chat, man. I'm just telling you.
Listen, man, the wrestling bubble is very bizarre, bro. There are a bunch of weirdos out there, man,
Yes,
and people think I'm the weirdo.
Yes, it is. The person in this chat knows who I am referring to, but
You may be one of the only you may be one of the only few people that have actually had a drink with me in the bar, in person, in real life. These people are weird, bro.
yeah, man, man. I don't know what to say. I feel like I can crack all of the jokes I want about this person because you can't prove who it is I'm talking about exactly. But my God,
Yeah.
just click on some of these profiles and you might learn some stuff about some of the people you're hanging out with and talking to people.
Listen, man, I thought you were smiling because rumor has it Mina is coming to AEW full time.
Bro, Mina has been coming for a long time. You know that?
You know who else came tonight, bro? you know who else came tonight?
Who is that?
Von Wagner.
Man, I heard.
He was on the show tonight, man.
Bro, how did he escape?
I don't know how he escaped the clutches of Buffalo Bill.
Put the lotion in the baskets. Von Wagner.
He was there, bro. Come Wednesday. You know?
How?
I don't know.
Hey, you talk about dropping the ball on pure talent, bro.
Listen, man. Tony at this point will give a paycheck to, and even me and you, bro. He may give a paycheck to. That's just the name of the game.
Well, half this community call it we already getting paychecks from Tony Khan, bro. Well, maybe not.
I thought it was Paul Levesque.
Not anymore. No, it used to be Tony Khan.
He used to be Tony Khan, yeah.
Now it's Paul Levesque.
Now I'm still waiting for that check to clear, man. I got to buy myself a second dark horse, you know.
I would love be able to afford dark chocolate, man. But what are you gonna do?
How you doing tonight, man? You feeling good? You feeling right?
I'm feeling real good, man. I'm all about. I can't wait to talk about some Thunder Tits, man.
I know, man. Listen, you seem excited, man. Were you excited about this thrilling episode of AEW Dynamite today? I could hardly contain my excitement, man, with this unbelievable edge of my seat action tonight.
I was in a good mood. You came on here and saw that I was in a good mood, and you had to bring up this shit.
This may be or may not be the espresso talking, bro. At 11 p.m. Eastern. You know, maybe I should not have coffee this late. I don't know.
I would love some caffeine, man, but I just don't want to be up all night long. But if I do, we can run that dungeon, man. Oh no, we can run the Vaulted Glass raid.
I ain't running no fucking raid, man. You gotta be kidding me.
Man.
You pores don't have a fate bringer. I'm sorry, bro.
I need more than just.
I got 30,000 kills with my man. Get on my level. Listen, we'll talk about Destiny.
One night, my fate bringer's gonna outshine yours because it's just not upgraded.
That's fine. I got the OG one. That's all that matters to me. We'll start with you, Jesse, before we get into the meat and potatoes of this terrible show tonight. I mean, the wrestling is always great. I mean, I'm not even going to use that as an excuse. Oh, but JD, there was great wrestling tonight. That's great. It's great wrestling every week. This show was boring. This show was lifeless. I questioned throughout 2 hours why I'm even watching most of what I'm watching on this show outside the Hurt Syndicate and MJF and Swerve and the usual characters. Where do you want to start, Jesse? What was your biggest takeaway from tonight's just overly lifeless episode of Dynamite?
Thunder Tits.
Thunder Tits. Okay.
Let's talk about those Thunder Tits, man.
I like Thunder Tits, man.
All kidding aside, I will start with Toni Storm. You want to know why? Because Toni Storm coming out in the main event, getting the reaction that she got, working with 3 other women, and clearly being the brightest star on that screen tonight. I think it pretty much solidifies who I mean, my goodness, man. The absolute top female star in the history of this company right now, man. Probably of all time, Toni Storm.
She's great.
She's killing the game right now, man. She's in her groove. She's feeling this gimmick. It is over. The fans are behind it. she took an L tonight, and I immediately looked at that and said, who gives a shit, bro?
It's funny you said that. I said the same thing. I'm like, I don't mind it.
Seriously, she's bulletproof.
Yeah.
And if that's gonna help get this whole feud over with Megan Bain, then let's do it, man. I mean, whatever the case may be.
I mean, it doesn't bode well for Megan Bain at the pay-per-view, but
no, she is definitely losing that bad boy.
Yeah.
But I mean, I get it. They're gonna try to parlay. I mean, there is no. I mean, at first I looked at it as, oh my God, your champion is losing, but then I looked at it and says, you can't get any more over than Toni Storm right now. This leads a little bit more credibility, even more credibility than what Megan Bain already had going into their feud. And it gives more shine to Penelope Ford, Thunder Rosa, who doesn't need more shine, but she definitely needs something because she is melted away.
She needs a first-class ticket out of Jacksonville. That's what she needs.
So she doesn't feel comfortable within her own being anymore.
Yeah.
She used to be larger than life, Thunder Rosa, in AEW, and it's just that aura is just not there, and it hasn't been there since she came back from her injury.
No, she's definitely a C-string player now. She's the I don't want to say the bench player. It's everybody else that she is in an angle with or a match in, but she's just a non-playable character on this show. That's what she is.
And NPC is probably the best way to put it. And look, man, I love Thunder Rosa. She knows I love her. So, I mean, please don't kill me. I'm just here to talk about how she's being underutilized, mistreated, and just wasted away.
Yeah.
Put that in the box with so many other different names right about now. But we're talking about the women's division right now, led by Toni Storm and the fantastic job what she's doing. We talk about Mercedes Moné and what she's done to help elevate and lift others, and what is she doing with her title run. I think we're talking about the polar opposite right now with Toni Storm. Everything she touches right now with the women just seems just a little bit more interesting, man. She comes out to the ring. The crowd ignites, whether they're dead all night, and for that last segment, they get timeless fucking Toni Storm, and then here we go, man. Something that we all fucking love, man. Thunder tits, everything that she does in a matter of one segment and one evening, she made that main event something that the fans could cheer for and get behind. The crowd is chanting Thunder tits, man. And it's just a simple tag team match between, 4 women and everything like that. Nothing special. Champion got pinned, something we would normally bitch about. But for this one, it's understandable. It doesn't happen a lot. This one can take it. It helps a newcomer. It's all good, man. Whatever she touches, it seems to work these days, man. She's killing the game. She has hit her stride. She has peaked. Man, Toni Storm is doing big shit right now in pro wrestling, man.
She is, and we don't want to beat a dead horse. It's Toni Storm praise every week. Nothing's changed, but the overall vibe of this show is just fucking boring. I mean, I don't know. I think you said it last week, Jesse, and for a few weeks now. It's like it's almost like they start a new episode every single week. It's like they end one show and then go on to something completely different the next, and then rinse and repeat. And I don't know what this show was tonight. I mean, up and down this show, sure, we get great pro wrestling because that's what it is a wrestling show at the end of the day. But where are the stories here? Like, I don't know what I watched tonight. We got Mark Briscoe versus Takeshita. Takeshita is one of the best pro wrestlers on the planet. I mean, if you look at Takeshita, he is the fucking personification of perfect professional wrestler. Well, we've been singing his praises for years. He's great. He wrestles great.
Nina.
Yes, I saw that.
Okay.
Yeah, good for Takeshita. I mean, lucky him. Mark Briscoe's a great wrestler. We love Mark Briscoe. It's a great match. What does it mean? Where does it go? What does it mean for next week? It means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. We have still yet to hear an explanation as to what the partnership is with Penelope Ford and Megan Bain. Not one single iota of an explanation in regards to why these two women are a tag team. I don't get it. Kyle Fletcher and Brody King. Why are we putting Brody King in matches where he is losing when the guy is clearly someone the fans want to see? What does the match with Fletcher do for either one of those guys? Where does it go? And then we got Will Hobbs and fucking Mark Davis. What is this slop? What is it? It means nothing tonight, and it means nothing next week, and we'll get a brand new fucking, let's hit the reset button next week. It's like I'm starting a brand new video game all over again next week. It's like, bro, can you take me from one week into the next? What is going on with this show? It is so lifeless and so unorganized. I can't get it, man. I can't grasp what they're doing there, man. It's so frustrating.
I've made my approval of what's going on with Toni Storm over the last few weeks made abundantly clear. I just think that she's killing the game. I feel the polar opposite right now about Brody King. I don't know what they are doing with this guy. It's like Wardlow all over again.
Mm-hmm.
You got this guy, he's fucking over. You don't have to try. Dude, the hardest part about booking pro wrestlers is trying to get them over. You want them to get over so the fans will want to see them, and the fans will buy their merch, and the fans will buy tickets to come see them so they can come and cheer for them or boo the shit out of them. Either way it goes, you have someone that the fans care about, but you don't care about him. You are putting Kyle Fletcher over someone that is already over. Kyle Fletcher is a fantastic pro wrestler. Great. But he is not as over as Brody King is. So what you're trying to do is get Kyle Fletcher over like someone who already is over as much as Brody King is. I don't understand why you would put him over Brody King like this. I don't understand it.
No, I don't understand that. First of all, I want to make a point on what you just said, but I got to read this. MK Pandy in the chat. This is a great comment. AEW is like a video game with no save points, with no checkpoints.
No, yeah, that's pretty good. But wait, if we're gonna read a comment, we got to get back to David Adams though, man.
Yes, let's get to David M. Oh my goodness, man, David M. over here. Holy shit. Absolutely. David M. with a $100 super chat. Had a training accident on my road bike, displaced, fractured clavicle, concussion, and half dollar size hole in my knee with road rash everywhere. And I would still rather do this than watch AEW Dynamite. Oh my God. You know, that's getting another round of applause right there, bro. Holy shit.
Darby Allin bike, what happened? Did you put it down? What were you doing exactly?
David, listen, I am very lucky to have you here. I am very happy to hear that you have survived because it sounds awful, and I'm sure you were properly equipped on this road bike. But I appreciate you being here, brother. Seriously, thank you very much. I wish you nothing but the best. Get better ASAP. And we are, again, lucky to have David M. in the chat after that terrible accident, man.
That sucks, man. Get better soon, please.
With what you said, Jesse, in regards to Brody King, I think back to what Vince McMahon used to do. When people used to get over on their own and it wasn't in the plans or it wasn't their priority as a company to push so-and-so talent,
yeah,
Vince would usually punish them, and he would do the reverse. Like, oh, yeah? You're telling me how I should book my show. You're telling me who I think, or you think you should be on. That should be on the show. You're trying to defy me and what I'm giving you here on this show. It's exactly what's going on with Brody King. It's like Vince McMahon all over again. It's like the ghost of Vince McMahon in Tony Khan. Brody King has gotten over on his own by being himself and doing what he's excellent at, and it almost feels like he's being punished.
I think the thing that makes it so frustrating with me is this creatively, this was all laid out for Tony Khan and AEW. The House of Black was already over for whatever happened with Malachi and for the reason that it didn't work out. For whatever reason, it didn't work out. So one would normally feel like, well, crap, this faction is good for nothing now, is garbage because the guy that's not the case. You had a clear cut leader right there in Brody King. Story laid out for you right there. Brody King kicked Malachi out because he wasn't effective, because he goes, whatever. Insert stupid fucking kayfabe reason why Brody King kicked Malachi out. Got with Buddy, got with Julia, start recruiting one more, maybe down the road, who knows? But Brody King was the easy step up to be the new leader for the Hounds of Hell. I mean, they barked behind him already, bro. I mean, Julia's doing her thing with the women. Buddy can fucking out wrestle just about anybody. How did we drop this? You have everything that you would possibly want in a nice young faction right there on TV, and you are just sitting there letting it waste away by beating the guy who should be contender for the world title right now. He should be on a path to make the champion say, what the fuck is going on with a guy like Brody King down there barreling through opponents, looking at my title, looking at my segments. I'm fucking worried. Instead, he's just out there losing every week. Why?
I don't know. It's just offensive creative. That's all it is. I don't really have an answer for it. I just compare what I saw in the old administration to the current vibe and feel of AEW, and it's very similar, very scary, and it's not fun to watch. We are absolutely in the days of Raw 2019, 2020 era of WWE here in AEW. It's fucking bad. Nothing makes sense on this show. The characters that you want to see are not on the show. The characters that are on the show that you do care about, they're losing, and they're not given any priority. The whole fucking show sucks. Every part of this show is fucking bad outside of the core main players that they got, which we'll get into tonight, because they were clearly the stars of the show. Everything else sucks. I don't know where we're going. I don't know why I should care. They're not giving me any reason to care. It's the same fucking story every single week. I'm sick and tired of coming on here complaining about this shit, and then I get vilified for what me and Jesse talk about every single week when all we want is a better fucking show. It's fucking frustrating.
Yeah, this is the biggest big man fumble since Wardlow, man. I mean,
Yep.
I don't know how they dropped this. This was laid right there in front of you. I mean, Wardlow wasn't laid in front of you. MJF laid Wardlow right there in front of you, and you botched that. And Brody King is getting himself over and laying him out right there for you to just make money on, and you're botching that. Now you're going to try to push Brody King down the road after you've beaten him up and down the damn country, and then you're going to wonder why people don't give a shit anymore, because they're done giving a shit, because you've already destroyed it just so you can get Kyle Fletcher over a little bit more.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
I don't get it. I hate it. I think it's fucking awful. And they should be ashamed of themselves about how they treat some of the talent that the fans genuinely want to see. And they're not gravitating towards Kyle Fletcher. They are towards Brody King, yet here we are. It's the same old story every single week. We'll get into the rest of the show. We got MJF and the Hurt Syndicate. I did enjoy their segment. There was a nice tense stare down between MJF and Bobby Lashley. I am interested to see more and how this develops. So they got me there. And hopefully they can make right by that. The thing is with that storyline, and we'll get into it, I don't like what the end result could potentially be. And I don't like that the tag team championships are on the Hurt Syndicate, and we all know who Adam Page's best friends are. So I am not really all that excited about what the end result there could be, but how we get there, let's see if they could make something out of it. So we'll talk about that. Swerve and John Moxley had a face-to-face promo tonight. If Swerve doesn't win the World Championship at Dynasty, I don't know what the fuck we're doing. I'm going to say it every single fucking week until we get to Dynasty. He needs to win that World Championship. He needs to be the World Champion going into All In. And it needs to be MJF or Adam Page or Will Ospreay in the main event with Swerve. I can't wait for Darby. We cannot wait for Darby. Moxley can't go into All In as the champion. It's got to end in Philadelphia. So we'll get into that as well. And then Kenny Omega, he's on the show tonight. He wrestled some fucking nobody from Ring of Honor. But it was good to see Lee Johnson out there tonight in his corner. He wrestled Blake Christian. They call him Vanilla Baby. This is who they have on the show. So
He gave himself that name.
I mean, That name is no wonder he's on Ring of Honor. That's all I'll say. Omega wrestled tonight. Don't know why. We got a promo from Speedball Mike Bailey and a promo from Ricochet. We'll get into that as well. And then the ladies, we'll talk about the ladies. They main evented again this week. It was Thunderstorm, or what Tony Storm said tonight, Thunder Tits.
Thunder Tits.
First time in 3 years, Thunder Rosa and Tony Storm teamed up against Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford, who we still don't have any explanation on why they are a pairing and why they are friends. So we got a lot to get into tonight. Plus, we'll talk a little bit of Saraya. Saraya is now a free agent. She officially has departed AEW, and I am within good standing to tell you guys that will not be the end of the quote-unquote NDA/releases that come your way in AEW. There will be more to come. That's all I will say. We'll get into Saraya, and we'll talk AEW Dynamite right here on Off the Script. Thank you guys so very much. We got David M again. Did David M again come in with another bomb?
Yes, he did.
Oh, my goodness. We got another bomb from David M. Holy shit. Appreciate the well wishes. Everyone, just know this gives me the opportunity when I get back and win my comeback race to say I did it with a broken freaking clavicle. Taking a page out of Hurt Angle's book. Oh my goodness. David M., you better let us know when you win that fucking race, bro. You're going to have an entire community cheering you on, man. Thank you so very much. And David M. coming in as the MVP tonight. If you guys want to be like David M. and get those super chats in, I would really appreciate it. You guys can get those on in. And that is the best way to support the show here on Off the Script for this AEW Dynamite post. It's Wednesday, March 26th, 2025. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. We are live right now on X. Shout out to all my fellow viewers on X. We are also live on Twitch. Thank you to my VIPs over on the Purple Snake. Hit that thumbs up, guys. We got 2,500 in here for this lame duck lifeless episode. If we got 2,500 in here, there should be no less than 1,000 likes on tonight's stream. So if you guys are in the chat, have not hit the thumbs up, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. 1,000 likes is the goal. Again, super chats are open. Get them on in. Little merchandise update. Bonfire.com is the official Off the Script storefront for now. I'm looking to change it within the next few months. But we now have Nike licensed Off the Script baseball caps for the spring and summer months. So make sure you guys go get those. Also, Off the Script's official Nike licensed merchandise. So go get all that over there on bonfire.com. Link is down below in the description. Make sure you go check out all the content on the channel. It's been a very rough second half of March, and I apologize to you guys if you guys are wanting extra content during the day, during the week. There's no news. It's not enough for me to even want to make a video. Plus, I'm really trying to get rejuvenated again after the fucking nonsense that happened with the Mercedes Moné situation. A lot of it just really kind of took my passion away for a little bit. So I'm trying to recuperate, and I'm trying to get back into loving what I do again. Because all the negativity really just was unwarranted, and it brought me down to a point where I don't want to be there again. So I apologize in advance for you guys. There will be content first thing when we hit April, man. We'll get back to it. I'm just going to take the rest of the month off and just kind of take it easy. Jesse, what's going on your end, bro? Anything?
Not much, man. I'm gonna get back into the swing of things, same as you. Got a lot of different stuff going on the home front, man, and just trying to be a dad and husband and all the things that come in that are more important need to come first. And I'm doing this stuff straight away, and I'm gonna get back on my grind, man.
There you go. Tonight, we're sponsored by Bear Mattress. Make sure you guys click the link that I pinned in the live stream chat. It's pinned at the top. You can use my link and our code, JDfromNY, and save up to 40% off of your mattress and get 2 free pillows on me. So make sure you guys click the link, check them out. We'll talk about Bear Mattress, a brand new friend of the podcast right here on Off the Script, sponsored tonight by Bear Mattress. Want to thank them as always. Make sure you guys follow Jesse on social media at ShotTownsMark on X. And I think that's it, right? I think that's everything.
Yeah, nobody can hear me over the music, though.
Oh, sorry. I had a little bit too loud. Sorry.
I couldn't tell, but I guess they couldn't.
All right. Whatever. We got a corner to sit in, bro.
Oh, man. Bruh, let me tell you something, man. We got something to talk about tonight, bro. Let's get into it.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Corner.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness, man. Collision Corner. There he is. Oh, man.
Bruh. Now, can they hear me over this music?
Yes, they can hear you.
Okay, all
Yes,
right.
I don't have it too loud.
Let's get into this one, man. So, this week on Collision Corner, ladies and gentlemen, I did not watch Collision.
Whoa! That is groundbreaking information, bro.
I did not watch Collision this week. I tell you what, though, I'll watch it next week. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, that is this week's Collision Corner.
Oh, my God.
Next week, I'll watch Collision so you won't
Oh,
have to.
my goodness, man. It was that bad, huh?
I don't know. I heard it wasn't good.
The show sucks.
heard it
What
wasn't
the
good.
fuck do you want from Saturday Night Collision, man? You know they're bragging about the lead-in from the NCAA basketball games, man. Oh my God, they got $550,000 for each show. Meanwhile, the drop-off was right back down to $200,000.
Bro.
Mental.
Don't
You're
bring
all
up
mental over
numbers.
there.
Don't bring up numbers if you don't want people to look into your numbers. Just let it go.
Who are you
Just
talking
telling
about?
me that people enjoyed the program that was on before your program.
What are you talking about, Tony, and his infatuation with numbers?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I agree. That's a great way to look at it.
Yeah. Just forget it.
Just forget it.
Forget it. Don't bring up numbers. People will start looking up more numbers, and those numbers won't jive with what the numbers you gave them.
Well, you know, he's already on the campaign of Dynamite outlasting Nitro, you know?
Hey, that's whatever floats his boat, man. If that's his new bar, then there you go. He wins.
Well, I hate to say, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but Tony hasn't had anything close to even the ratings of a dying WCW. I mean, NXT's beat him out in the last 20 weeks since the start of the year. He can't even beat WWE's developmental system. He's bragging about fucking beating a show that's been dead for 20 years.
Well, it's similar to WCW. I mean,
Oh,
nobody is close to the ratings that wrestling got in the 90s.
Nobody.
So, I mean, but even comparatively speaking, yes, it's still trash. It's really bad.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, man. I would not be bragging about that because your show isn't really all that great either. So let's keep it at that. Let's get into this first before we get into the show. This is, I guess this is more interesting than most of the stuff that happened on the show tonight. Saraya. She is no longer with AEW. I haven't talked about this on my end, so I figured we'd talk about it tonight. Saraya is no longer with All Elite Wrestling. According to Saraya on her new podcast, apparently, Rule Breakers, the Saraya podcast, this is via Entertainment Weekly. She is departing AEW, as she said on her podcast, amicably and mutually. Sure thing. And Tony Storm is going to be over to have an old-fashioned with me in about 3 hours. Sure thing. This led to a number of inquiries regarding her official status with the company. Saraya is still listed on the company's website, which is usually a good indication of someone's contract status, says Fightful. The move also surprised everyone in AEW, and she'd only told a number of people as of last week that the move was coming. Fightful inquired with Saraya's management for clarification, and they said, I can confirm we've mutually agreed to part ways. Her services have been fulfilled, and we are parting on excellent terms. When Fightful followed up, we were told by them that Saraya is officially now a free agent and can go wherever she wants. Saraya was on the Get Me Out of This Fucking Place World Tour for a good 72 hours, Jesse, saying that she wished she could walk back the comment that she made when she first got there, saying that she finally now is working for a boss that would listen to her. Clearly, they didn't listen enough, because if he did, we'd get Saraya versus Mercedes for the TBS Championship, because there's actually history and story there, but we never got that at all. And she'd be on TV and doing something with her legendary status for women's wrestling, something on AEW television. Meanwhile, the only thing that she will be remembered for is starting up a group that went nowhere in the Outcasts and winning the AEW Women's Championship as a token champion at All In, the one that we were at, that we paid all this amount of money to go and sit there live because we hate AEW so vehemently. Remember that?
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah, we hate the fucking place.
World.
Yeah, halfway across the world to watch this fucking show. Yeah, we hate AEW.
Yeah, it happens.
Listen, AEW didn't need Saraya. Saraya didn't need AEW. She took a quick payday. They gave her the opportunity to wrestle. WWE saw that she can actually still go in the minor way that she can, and she will end up back in WWE because she has made it very well known in the past that she loves Triple H and that she considers a lot of WWE her family. That's where she got started. Triple H. She had some glowing things to say about Drew McIntyre lately. She will end up back in WWE. In a wrestling role, I don't know. I don't know if WWE is going to be willing to clear her. They have obviously different protocol than AEW does. They may be a little bit more careful with what they do with Saraya. Do I want to see her wrestle? The answer is no. I don't think her value is in her wrestling anymore. I don't. I don't really care.
I don't think she's healthy enough to wrestle.
No. I think anybody that's watched AEW and watched her wrestle knows that she's not comfortable even now wrestling.
No.
So it's not something I care to see. I wish her nothing but the best, even though she probably hates most of the fucking people doing what we do. The thing is, Jesse, I think you said it best, and I'm going to reiterate it and then give you the floor to talk about. This is really a nothing burger, but this is going to get traction now because of where she came from, and she's going to jump ship to WWE. It's going to be made into a big deal when honestly it's not, simply based off the fact of where she came from and what company she left to jump to the other. That's all that this is. This is a nothing burger. I have no interest in this, and I'm sure WWE is going to scoop her up and do whatever they got to do with her and put her back in some way, shape, or form on their television show.
Yeah, I personally, and let me preface this, I have no prior knowledge or no inside scoop, and I don't know anything about this woman's medical history. But from what I can see, from what I can tell, from everything that she's done since she's come over here and everything else, I don't think that she is physically able to wrestle full time.
No.
I sincerely don't. I'm not here to bash the woman. She's had a pretty rough go at it in this business in her career. She started at a very young age. She took the business by storm with her ability at her age and everything like that. She had some issues in WWE. She had some personal demons. She had some personal issues. She wound up on TMZ a few times and not in a good way. And at this stage of the game, I can only imagine she must feel hurt that this business seemingly has nothing else to offer her. I can only imagine. I don't know. But I would believe that, yes, WWE would sign her. I think that she will finish her career in WWE. If I had to call it, I would say she's done wrestling on a full-time basis. I mean, it doesn't mean that she couldn't have a final match here and or there, but it seems that her health is a concern, and that could be the reason why we didn't see her in a program with Mercedes.
Yeah, she said in regards to the program with Mercedes, I may not be there to be able to have a match with Mercedes Moné. She said that in a podcast, I think, with somebody. I got to see who it was. Casual Conversations with Justin Dillon. I don't know. I mean, we both wanted to, so we were just waiting for that trigger to be pulled. But I think she has other people that she has to wrestle right now. I don't know when that time would be. Unfortunately, I may not be there to be able to do that with her. It should have happened a while ago, but it is what it is. We wanted it, but it hasn't been the right time, I guess. That was the last thing that she said. in regards to a match and a feud with Mercedes. She also went on to say that she will be back, but AEW doesn't need me right now. I feel at this age and time, this isn't really a spot for me right now. I feel like everybody's got their own thing. I love wrestling. I will be back at work at some point, but right now it's good. They don't need me. They don't need me. Again, I don't know what had happened. She definitely was giving hints that she wanted out. I think the report was that her contract was supposed to be up towards the end of the year, around September, Octoberish. And then she went on a brigade of just 3 straight days of these quotes, and you're seeing Saraya say this, and I wish I could take that comment back about saying that I finally have a boss that listens to me, and all these other things about Mercedes and how that she's not there and she wishes that things were different. We went from that to now she's glowing about, oh, yeah, we mutually parted ways. I love everybody. They were so great and this and that. Listen, Jesse and I don't know what the fuck goes on there, but I think we know good enough, okay? She was given an NDA, just like everybody else. She signed an NDA. She said not so nice things, signed an NDA, and now is glowing about the company and her time there and her friends there. And now she's going to go and do whatever she's got to do because they gave her the opportunity to do that by signing the NDA. And now she's going to go back to WWE, and she's not able to say for how many years what happened there. A lot of what comes out of AEW is hidden behind the NDA. And I honestly think a lot of people really need to start raising awareness of the fucking NDA and the fact that everybody's given an NDA. What's really going on there? Like, what really is going on there that you hide everybody behind a fucking NDA? Do you not want to know what's going on there? Nefarious actions and things going on there? Why? Why is everybody giving an NDA? That's what I want to know.
Bro, major companies have been hiding behind NDAs.
It's awful.
The dawn of time.
I understand
invented the goddamn NDA.
Vince McMahon gave NDAs to hide his sexual favors and money laundering. That's the one time we seen WWE specifically mentioned with NDAs.
Don't they have NDAs during their 90-day non-compete clause too? Yeah.
Yeah, but but you're still contractually binded to the company. You got a 90-day non-compete.
As
They're
you
still
sit at home and do and say nothing.
Yes, you're still being paid though.
Shut up.
Yeah, you're still being paid.
They suck, man. But it's a part of the business that they're in.
I don't understand
They all agree to it for some fucking reason or another. For some reason, the companies feel they need it, and then for some other reason, people sign it and agree to it.
It's fucking ridiculous from someone like me and someone like Jesse who feels like integrity is everything, man. You are your own person. You can do whatever the fuck you want. But these people are lowering themselves and basically throwing their integrity out the window to please this fucking place and to please this guy for what? A couple of extra dollars? I mean, give me a fucking break. Half of these people aren't even recognizable anymore. Saraya goes over there and loses all her credibility. Now she's going to go back to WWE and try to recoup that with WWE, the biggest company in the business. And how many people are in that same boat? Like, how many people are in that same boat that signed an NDA, that took the money, are not where they want to be, thought that they would be further along, but they're not, but they're getting paid well, and then they want out eventually? How many people are in that same position? A lot.
A lot.
It sucks. I feel for those people because you took a fucking payday to do jack shit. You were promised the fucking world. This guy's a clueless fucking hack. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. And then you sit at home like Saraya, not to say that people wanted to see Saraya or are clamoring to see Saraya on television, but how many people are like Saraya sitting at home doing nothing? How about Camille? How about Camille? You don't think Camille's integrity is fucking coming into question now? I took this fucking money to hopefully further my career. Now she's sitting at home doing what? Being paid, and when she's let go, she'll probably be given an NDA because she can't say a fucking thing about how she was treated and why she was treated the way she was in AEW. What about Wardlow? Where's Wardlow? All I hear is, oh, Wardlow was hurt. Is he still hurt? Where the fuck is he? Why isn't he on television? How many other people are in that same boat? This is something that we need to start having a discussion about. It's fucked up. And I feel for these people that their integrity is fucking now dirt poor in the trash because you opted to fucking kill all that, sell out to this fucking company and these fucking billionaires to do nothing but take a fucking paycheck. I hate that shit. And that it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop with just the pro wrestlers. Even the fucking promotions all across the United States that try to fucking piggyback off of everything that AEW does and WWE does. You people are in the same fucking boat too. It's disgusting. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Last time I heard, they were supposed to be getting rid of the NDA clauses and the non-compete clauses on a federal level. They're supposed to be illegal altogether.
I wish they were. Honestly. Listen, I'm not a big fan of Saraya. Jesse's not a big fan of Saraya. I feel for everybody that was in that position that sits there and is not on television and is making money. Great. But at some point, man, how many people are making money and feel good in the interim, but then realize, is this my life? Just collecting money from this fucking billionaire because he doesn't know what else to do with his money? Like, I want to be on TV. You get into the business to be on TV. You get into the business to want to fucking perform. You get into the business to main event and win championships and become a household name and create a legacy. How are you doing any of that by sitting home collecting this guy's money? I don't understand it. Like, all of you are going to realize sooner rather than later that this company's a fucking farce. It is. In the meantime, it's putting food on your table, but are you going to be happy in the end? I know I wouldn't be. How is anybody happy there? This is ridiculous. I just feel for all these fucking people, man. I should shut up before I start saying anything I don't want to come out. It's bad, and I feel for all those people.
Yeah. Chris McCarthy says NDAs are a good thing. They protect people's privacy and tech from being stolen. You know, he's not wrong, man.
NDAs protect people's tech from being stolen?
Yeah.
In what way? Explain.
So if you own a big company, all right? I mean, any tech company, any WWE, you own a big company. You hire employees. You have to inform them on how you do things. You have to inform them on how the inner workings of your company works. And if for some reason your relationship with said person does not work out, then they're free to go get up and leave. Well, you filled them with all kinds of information of how you make your fortune, and they are free to now go give it to the enemy if they want, to broadcast it to the public, and to cut into your profits. An NDA would prevent that.
Okay, I can see that.
And that gives you time to, if it's for a certain amount of time, then that gives you time to change your protocols and change your system so that any information that someone has out there is now invalid and has now been changed. So it does protect the company to an extent. I do think some companies abuse it. They absolutely are. Yeah. Yeah. But again, in that same vein, do you really want, because don't forget, not that long ago, we were talking about how we are tired of hearing about gossip and drama and bullshit, and we just want to see people work and wrestle. Well, great. You leave the company, go to another company, go work and go wrestle. Why do you need to spill the tea on how you were treated and spread more drama? Just go fucking work and shut up.
Anthony Rivera in the chat says, NDAs are good to protect patents, but people use them to cover crimes, and that's the problem.
Yeah, that is the problem.
Yeah.
If you're covering crimes via NDAs, that is the abuse problem.
Yep. Again, it is something that's a lot of people are hoping for, that she goes back to WWE. I don't know in what way she'd be used, but I think we can all pretty much come to a conclusion that she will end up back under Triple H. So
I personally think Saraya deserves to be under a wrestling company's payroll. I think for the rest of her life. Her body is completely destroyed because of what she's given to this business, and she loved this business. I think there's a pure difference in somebody just physically doing it and then sticking their hand out and then wanting money. Have Saraya's way, she would be in that ring taking fucking bumps, but it's just not something that's feasible for her body. I think she should be compensated for that.
There is absolutely a spot for her in this business. I mean, WWE, yes. Listen, Impact or TNA, just let Gail Kim go. And everybody's in an uproar about Gail Kim. WWE right now has the opportunity to potentially bring in both Saraya and Gail Kim, and they are right now with women's wrestling at the forefront. I mean, it's literally their fucking backbone on NXT television Tuesday nights. Saraya could absolutely be a fucking treasure trove of knowledge for everyone in that performance center. She's definitely got a role there. I don't know what it's going to be, but I don't really care to see her on television in an active in-ring role. Even if it's 1 or 2 matches per year, 3 matches, 4 matches per year, I don't want to see it. That's where she's going to shine. That's where she's going to really fulfill, what WWE needs out of her. That.
And you know what? And she is absolutely a first ballot Hall of Famer in WWE, for that matter.
Yep.
Hey, maybe the GM of NXT. I hear their GM is very well overqualified for what she is doing over there.
Not a fan of Ava. I wouldn't mind Saraya being a GM on NXT. I think that would be great. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep you guys posted on what happens, and I'm sure, with WrestleMania season, who knows? She may show up on the Raw after Mania. We don't know. So keep an eye out. We'll definitely keep you guys posted on that. I put my iPad away like it was the end of the fucking show. Let's get into this show. Kenny Omega starts the show off. He is the new AEW International Champion, and he was in a match tonight against Vanilla Baby Blake Christian. Now, if you're asking who, Blake Christian hasn't wrestled the match on AEW Dynamite proper since 2023. So he's
who did he come out with though?
He came out with our guy Lee Johnson.
There we go, man.
Nice to see.
We need more Big Shotty.
Nice to see Lee Johnson out there. I listen. I think we all know Omega is one of the best pro wrestlers in the world. Okay, international champion. He's got this match coming up with Speedball, Mike Bailey, and Ricochet at the pay-per-view. I don't really understand, Jesse. Now, I'll give you one guess as to who won this match. It wasn't Vanilla Baby, okay? It was Omega. We got a one-winged angel, V-Trigger, and then the one-winged angel, and then that was it. This was literally 5 minutes. Bell rang at 8:04. Match was over by 8:09, and it was goodbye. Goodbye, Vanilla Baby. My question to the powers that be in All Elite Wrestling is, what does this accomplish? In my eyes, when you put Kenny Omega out there on this show in a nothing match, for the sake of putting him out there in a nothing match, it takes away from all the other times that we see Kenny Omega. Like, if you don't need him to wrestle, why are you having him on this nothing episode of Dynamite in this nothing match, this non-title match, 2 weeks before the pay-per-view? Does Kenny Omega need a fucking squash victory for us to know that Kenny Omega's a great wrestler? I don't really understand the purpose of this. The sickos will say, I want to see Kenny Omega wrestle. We don't need to see him wrestle. That's the fucking point I'm trying to make. If you went straight to Omega coming out with the International Championship and Mike Bailey confronting him to open the show, I would have much rather seen tonight, Jesse, a just straight talking segment with Omega and Mike Bailey detailing to us fans who he is, where he came from, why he's here, giving us a little bit of a backstory on what he's about. We got nothing in regards to who Mike Bailey is, even though we all are familiar with him. Explain to me who he is, what he's about, and why he is here, and why the International Championship is so important to him that he's getting a fucking match in his 3rd match in on AEW television. That's what I would have done. I don't know how you felt about it, but this was a waste of my time.
I didn't really understand this segment or enjoy it very much. As far as Kenny Omega wrestling, I don't know. The guy is coming back from a pretty lengthy, pretty serious leave, with diverticulitis. Maybe that's him wanting to stay loose and not sit and go, without a match for a long time. Maybe I'm throwing shit out here, but even if that's the case, I feel like we can do something better and more important than the Vanilla Baby or whatever the fuck it is that they gave us. We don't need this. We don't need this at all. Anytime you want to put Kenny Omega on my television, it's a good show as far as I'm concerned. But I think we could have used Kenny's time a lot better than what we got tonight, though.
Yeah, this was a waste of time. I don't care if he's. He wrestled Takeshita at the pay-per-view 30 minutes. He doesn't need a 5-minute match with Blake Christian. I'm sorry. He doesn't need a fucking warm-up match. His warm-up match was 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago at Revolution. We don't need that. Give me a break. So post-match, Omega took the microphone and said
I'm not whispering, my guys. My mic is all the way up. You had me turn it down.
I just turned you up. 15 minutes ago, I turned you up.
No, before the show started.
I know, but I turned you up on my end.
Okay.
Why don't you turn your volumes up? You want me to turn them up more? I'll turn them up more. I don't understand it. There you go.
Probably, that maybe because then you'll be loud in their ear. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm not whispering, okay?
There you go. He's a little bit louder now. Omega took the microphone and said, it's unfortunate that he can't wrestle every week like he used to, but I promised everybody that I would make it quick tonight. You did. So our fearless leader, Tony Khan, he says, has no choice but to sign on the dotted line to let him wrestle. Omega says it'll be a lot longer of a battle at Dynasty when he wrestles Ricochet and newcomer, Speedball Mike Bailey. Right on cue, Bailey's music hits. He comes out to the ring. Bailey had a microphone, by the way. He congratulated Omega on the win, saying he's an inspiration. He admires Omega as a person. He admires Omega as a champion. But come Dynasty, he won't hold back or hesitate to kick his head clean off his shoulders and take the international title. Crowd booed. Bailey played into it. And then Ricochet showed up on the big screen. He wasn't even in attendance. So he shows up on the big screen, and he says, as much as I'd like to be there in person, fortunately for everyone, today is my wedding day, the best day of my life. That is until April 6th, when he beats Cornball and the former Best Bout Machine to become the new international champion. Ricochet said, continue to argue about the inevitable, as he will leave Dynasty with the gold and the girl. Omega said congratulations are in order, but Dynasty isn't about making friends. He has a cat and doesn't need any more friends. A big piece of garbage, as Ricochet is, Bailey isn't Omega's friend, as there's only one thing Omega has time for, his legacy and the international title. That was it. That was the segment. We got nothing about who Mike Bailey is, why he's here, why he wants the international championship. It was just basically... It was basically Speedball out there and Tony Khan living vicariously through Speedball, showing his excitement to be wrestling the Best Bout Machine, Kenny Omega, at the pay-per-view in Philadelphia. That was it. I want to know who this guy is and why he's here, and we got none of that. Like, why do you treat everybody else like a blithering idiot, but the sickos know who he is, so that gives you the okay not to explain who he is and why he's here? I don't really get that. I never grasped that notion. No, nobody seems to understand that, but it's something that genuinely fucking kills the entire vibe of the show. Why are you here, and what do you want? Tell me about you, please. I don't get it.
Yeah, but now that you heard him talk, I don't know if I want to hear him talk anymore now.
I don't think he was that bad. I mean, he wasn't fucking Ricochet.
No, that's not fair. Ricochet is in a zone all by himself when it comes to that mic, man. That's not fair.
Listen, man, this guy loves what he does so much that he took time away from his wedding to film a 5-minute promo, bro, via cell phone. You know?
There you go. He looked good though. He looked clean. I'm sure his wife was beautiful, man.
I know. He'll be back on TV next week, maybe.
Now, this to me, and now I don't know, how Samantha will feel about this, and Ricochet should be on board with it because, I mean, it's be about him. But have we had a good wrestling wedding?
A long
time.
I don't know when the last wrestling wedding was. I hate wrestling weddings. I think they're awful.
Come on. How often do we fucking get a wrestling wedding?
They are awful, dude. It is some of the most cringy, corniest television that you could possibly produce.
Some of the absolute most memorable moments in wrestling history were weddings. Some of them, not all of them. Some of them. Triple H.
It's legitimately got to make every ounce of sense for it to happen.
Yeah. No, make it make sense.
Not like Lana and Bobby Lashley. No, that wasn't a good one. No. That was an awful one. Listen, this match
is Man and Elizabeth.
Yes, I mean that made sense.
Yeah, it's great stuff, man.
Listen, this triple threat match is going to be great. This is Tony Khan again. Everybody uses the meme, him playing with his action figures. He didn't know which action figure he needed to play with Omega. So instead of doing one, he did both of them. That's basically it. It's going to be a great match. Ricochet's taking the pinfall because Mike Bailey isn't losing. I can tell you that right now. And we move on, and that's it. Or does Mike Bailey take the pinfall, Jesse? Where do you go there? Do you think Ricochet takes the pin?
I'd have Mike Bailey lose.
Me too. That's where I would go.
I would.
Yeah.
I would. There's no shame in that. I'd
No.
have him go ahead and lose. That's fine.
No, Omega can pin him. Absolutely.
That could actually lead to a singles feud between those two.
Yeah.
Be fine.
Footage of Bandido regaining his brother Gravity's mask on Collision was shown. See, Jesse missed Collision. He didn't even realize this happened.
Bro, I will never forget, and you guys can go back into the time machine on YouTube. I'll never forget the moment that I realized that Chris Jericho facing Gravity was not a meme. I thought that I didn't know that he actually fought someone named Gravity.
This is real. Yes. Yes, he wrestled someone by the name of Gravity. And then they showed a clip of a young kid on Collision who flipped Chris Jericho off and told him to fuck off, basically. It's great. AEW.
Chris Jericho said, "Where'd you get those abs?" He said, "Working out. Something you should be fucking doing."
So AEW, man, now look, they're digging into even the more deplorable acts of now children using F-bombs and curse words when they shouldn't be using such language at a young age to generate a reaction, you know?
Yeah.
Would you have your children, bro, at that age say "fuck you" to Chris Jericho?
For the amount of money they should be making for it, yes. They're called child actors.
They are. Yeah.
They're literally called. Have you ever seen a kid in the movie swear? Then that's what they are. They're child actors.
That's exactly what they are.
And they make money for it. So sure.
There you go.
But I, as being a good parent, would teach them what's appropriate and what's not appropriate, and the reason that they're using it here and why it's okay here and nowhere else. But that's just me.
So they showed these clips, and then we go to Jericho, who's actually there in the building. Learning tree backstage, as Jericho said it's time for all of the masks to be removed. Jericho said Big Bill and Brian Keith have been under the branches of the learning tree for so long without using the wisdom bestowed upon them. Jericho questions if they still believe it's still worth it being associated with him. I could have told you fucking 6 months ago, even 12 months ago, that being associated with Jericho was not worth it for Big Bill and Brian Keith. They did nothing in this group at all. It did not help them at all.
No.
So Jericho wants both of these guys to go and prove that working with him is going to work out. Like, show me what I've taught you. So Bill and Keith walk off. Jericho congratulates Bandido on getting Gravity's mask back. But he didn't want Gravity. He wants Bandido's mask. Jericho challenges Bandido to a Ring of Honor title match where it's title versus mask at Dynasty. Is it worth the sacrifice to possibly make Bandido's mother cry again? He thinks it is, and he'll do the same at Dynasty. Wow, man.
We don't care about either one of those items, man.
We don't care about Jericho. We don't care about the Ring of Honor World title. We don't care about Bandido's mask, even though I think Bandido is fucking great. Don't get me wrong.
Great.
I don't care about Bandido's mother. I don't.
I mean,
this was the one time that we saw her on television, and she didn't make an appearance before or after that. So why would I care about Bandido's mother?
They're just gonna bury her. Where's Sue? Sue was the over mom that we had on TV. Gone.
The only mother that we care about is Sue, because she was a focal point of a lot of those early pandemic shows, and Mama Rhodes.
Mama Rhodes.
We love Mama Rhodes.
Gotta love Mama Rhodes, and don't forget Mama Wayne.
And Mama Wayne, yeah.
Mama Wayne.
But Mama Bandido, no, we don't care about Mama Bandido.
No.
Who cares about this? Well, like why? You know, like the one thing you need to be doing is lessening the match card for Dynasty, not adding to it. Yeah. Like I don't understand that Jericho still finds himself on television, and we have 90% of the roster still begging for television time, but the Ring of Honor World Championship is still a focal point on a 2-hour program. Why? I wish that they would kill Ring of Honor. I can't fucking stand it. I mean, what purpose does it serve? Seriously, what does it do? It's getting Chris Jericho on television. That's the fucking thing that it's doing, and nobody wants that. It's a waste of everybody's time. There's maybe 13 people watching Ring of Honor on the app. It's a waste of everybody's time. Nobody gives a shit about Bandido and his fucking mask.
No, they don't.
MJF, speaking of something we do give a shit about. MJF.
But hold on for 1 second.
Yeah.
But talking about what we like and don't like, do we care about Bandido's mom or his mask or the Ring of Honor title? No, but we're getting all of that. Something that we do care about is Brody King, and you won't give us that. The stuff that we tell you what we care about, we tell you, but instead you give us Learning Tree and Bandido's mom and the mask and all this other shit, and you won't give us Brody King being a beast.
I don't get it. I don't get it, man. Mismanagement in AEW. That's all I could say. MJF. He answers MVP. MJF came to the ring. Looked good. He has the business card. We've seen it. It was in his hands. He puts it in his pocket. And then he starts taking a shot at Prince, the musician, and their Minnesotan accent before telling them to shut the hell up. MJF took out the MVP business card and invited MVP to the ring to talk business. As he's been looking at this card for 2 weeks, so we got chance for MVP, and we got chance of we hurt people. We hurt people. You like that chant, huh?
Over.
Yeah. As MJF says, we can all agree MVP is a legend in this sport, and compliments to his new cane. Looks good. After everything that happened between MJF and Adam Cole, he promised that he'd never do the friends thing again in wrestling. But there's something that he noticed about Montel, is that he doesn't do friends either. He does business. MJF says his decision is he'd like to be in the business of hurting people. MJF offers his hands for a handshake, and before MVP could shake it, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin come to the ring, and they get a nice ovation from the Minnesota crowd. Now, I'll stop there, Jesse. I even said on social media, because they got in the ring, they look fucking sharp, dressed fucking from head to toe, looking good. You see both of these guys show up on your television show, especially after what we just got with Kenny Omega and fucking Vanilla Baby and Jericho and Big Bill, Brian Keith, Bandido, Mama Bandido, the fucking mask. You look at these guys, and they stand out so much compared to everything else on the show. I mean, MJF excluded because he's one of the top guys, man. I mean, you look at these guys, bro, just seeing where they came from, and not much has changed about what the Hurt business is to what the Hurt Syndicate is. This is basically what we should have been given in WWE, but Vince killed it. They look like fucking stars, bro. They are larger than life, man. They are head and shoulders above everybody else on this roster, man, and it's not even close.
No, they look like complete uber fucking badasses, dude. They dress the fucking part. They look like they can whip some ass. You got Shelton Benjamin coming out to his hometown crowd, bro. Bro, they look like killers out there. I'm digging the presentation of the Hurt Syndicate and so far in AEW. I have booking concerns because I just don't know where you go from here. I just don't know how you book them from here because I don't want to ever see these guys lose ever. But they already have the tag titles. I think they were probably rushed to that moment. I think the way the path that they're on right now and how over they are now, imagine if they weren't even champions yet and they were still building to that crescendo. You know, it would have blown the fucking roof off the place when they finally got those fucking titles off of some nice heels or something like that, though. You know what I'm saying? But they're killing it. They look like fucking stars. You're absolutely right, man. I love the way they're being presented, like 100%.
Eric Loroff in the chat says creative control. Oh, absolutely. They have full 100% creative control of what they're doing. Imagine Tony Khan and fucking Will Washington and everybody else doing something for the Hurt business. No.
You think they do? Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, absolutely. They're calling their own shots. No doubt about it.
I didn't know that. Well, putting the titles on them this soon, I think was a mistake.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, because I think by the time I would have given them those titles, they would have been poised to just hold on to them and just be dominant. But nonetheless, look, we're splitting hairs at this point. They look fucking great out there. And the one thing I do want to point out or pick apart with the creative here is in what world would MVP even think about recruiting someone as polarizing as MJF and not talk to the only 2 other people on his staff?
It's a good question.
I mean, it seems like chemistry would be the absolute most important thing when adding MJF to your fucking team. You don't want to talk to the fucking 2 guys that you came in with to this company?
Yeah.
You waited until live television for them to come out and be pissed about it and not have that under control already? I think that was a little bit of a creative loophole right there for this one. Whoever wrote all of this, that should have been squashed and squared away via phone call, meeting, Zoom, text, something, because it seems kind of scandalous for MVP to go out and recruit someone, again, the caliber of an MJF without ever even talking to your 2 fucking guys at all. That makes no sense.
Well, Lashley has a problem with this, and then there was another segment later on in the show where he did ask MVP, this guy, you want to do business with this guy? So Lashley and Shelton are out there, and he asks MVP, or Lashley does, of MJF for the business card. I want to see the business card. So MJF pulls it out of his pocket. He rips it up right in front of him, does Lashley. And apparently there was a problem. We can do this now, big man, says MJF. And they're staring face to face, and MVP gets in the middle. So MJF says, all right, we'll talk, we'll do business. And he leaves the ring. Brian Keith and Big Bill interrupt out of nowhere. This is after Jericho said, go and prove what you learned to me and go find a win somewhere. So they decided upon the Hurt Syndicate. And then they said, don't worry, they aren't out to join the group therapy session. They have real business to address. MVP told Bill to get his bitch on a leash, as Big Bill said he sees the tag team titles but doesn't see a challenger. MVP then under his breath says, yeah, neither do I. This was bad. Let me finish this. Big Bill says he can't tell if MVP is American Psycho or Iceberg Slim. Are you a pimp or a businessman? MVP says, listen, I'm a little bit of both. So he's about to have his boys make you look like 2 bitches. We got a lot of bitch in this segment, bro.
Okada's going to get pissed, man.
It's gimmick infringement, yes. Big Bill said MVP is the MVP of being the Hurt Syndicate's bitch. So that's 4 bitches now by my count. And he said he never lost the tag team titles. When he held the tag team titles, Sting pinned his partner, Ricky Starks. They just had to mention that he wasn't pinned, and his tag team partner was the one taking the pinfall. You know that guy, Ricky Saints, who's on Tuesday night. Yeah, that guy. Sting beat his partner and retired, so he never got a rematch. I didn't know you were owed one. MVP says, why don't you actually win a match, and then we might give you an opportunity to fight for the tag team titles. And then they left. Dropped the microphone and left.
MVP did Bill worse than Charlotte did Tiffany Stratton.
I agree. I was going to say, man, we just talked about how the Hurt Syndicate is leagues above everybody else on this roster, man. It comes in all shapes and sizes, man. It comes in all aspects, and it definitely comes in the promo department. You can tell who's not seasoned on the mic and who is absolutely been doing this for 20 plus years, man. MVP fucking absolutely dog walked both Big Bill and Brian Keith, man. It's not even a fucking comparison here.
Yeah. It made no sense. Someone told you to go out and get a win, and you immediately came out to challenge these 2. Remember, the guys that we just talked about how they fucking looked when they came out? You wanted to challenge these 2 motherfuckers? Won't you go out there and challenge Kid and Play, a.k.a. Top Flight, over there or some shit? Why you dealing with these You told me to go get a win. I'm going to go find a win to get as opposed to dealing with these. This is who you chose.
Speaking of Top Flight, I don't know if you were paying attention to the show, but Big Bill and Brian Keith are wrestling Top Flight on Collision to get their win so that they can wrestle the Hurt Syndicate.
There you go. Look at that.
predictable match. This is what the tag team division has degenerated into, folks. This is their tag team division, but then you'll have some fucking weird, bizarre sicko who should be on a fucking watch list somewhere claiming that AEW is fucking, we're the best wrestling, this is the best tag team division on the planet. I'd love to know where. This shit is awful.
Wrestling will be front and center here at AEW.
Remember that?
Pepper Farm remembers.
This is fucking terrible. This is what you're doing with the tag team title. Big Bill and Brian Keith. This is what your match is going to be at the pay-per-view. The Outrunners weren't bad enough, huh?
Nope.
Holy fuck, man.
It's bad, man. And it's not bad from a quality standpoint. It's bad because we don't give a shit about it, and it's funny because you expect us to. You have to make us. It's not just going to inherently happen. No one's going to wake up and all of a sudden just give a shit about Big Bill and Brian Keith.
Get your bitch on a leash. Are you a bitch? Are you a pimp or a businessman? MVP then says, I'm a little bit of both, and I'm about to have my boys make you two look like bitches. I mean, who writes this shit? Who approves this shit? I mean, you can't get any more creative than the word bitch. I know I say fuck a lot on this show, but I mean, this shit is garbage. I don't know what else to tell you, folks. Tag team wrestling dead in AEW. I'm waiting for, we'll get to it. I guess we could talk about it here because clearly MVP and MJF, Jess, you're going to do business. I would assume that they're going to do business. I'm assuming that this is all in the mind of MJF getting back to the World Championship. He's going to be using them as leverage to maybe get him where he needs to be. But in the end, he's going to eventually cross the bridge known as Adam Page again. Now, the first time Page beat MJF, I didn't really understand why. You didn't understand why. But I'm assuming if we get a second match, MJF will get the victory.
Right.
Hopefully it's before the Owen. Of course, Adam Page is in the Owen. MJF has not declared himself for the Owen yet. But MJF, Shelton Benjamin, and Bobby Lashley make 3. So if MJF is teaming with his new business partners, and Adam Page is the cowboy, the lone cowboy here, it really does send out the smoke signal to where the Young Bucks are. And it may seem like they may be back to television to back the Hangman. And we may be looking at the Elite versus MJF so that he can continue his feud with Page, and the Hurt Syndicate so that the Young Bucks can once again go after the tag team championships. I'm interested to see the dynamic between MJF, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and MVP and where it goes into next week. But I can't help myself but already think about the end goal here. And this is a way to usher in the Young Bucks back to television, to get them to back Page and get them into the tag team title picture again with them wrestling the Hurt Syndicate at All In. That's what I'm afraid of, and I'm not excited about that whatsoever.
Well, look, they have to get the Young Bucks back on television somehow. Some way, some form or another, whether it's heel, whether it's babyface, whether it makes sense or not at this point. I mean, what the fuck are we doing with them? They need to get back on television and need to reinsert themselves back into the storylines and what's going on. They got a lot of fucking heat. So I would watch where you put them. So, I mean, if you want to put them with Hangman, do you want Hangman absorbing most of that heat? Because they're going to have it. So, I mean, I would just be careful where you use them. Just make sure the heat is directed the way that it should be directed, because they're going to come back to a lot of fucking deserving heat. I mean, they need to fucking get it. I'm not sure if this is the right spot for them to come back in, though.
No, I'm not interested in that whatsoever. But can you imagine the Young Bucks beating Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin to regain the tag team championships after the Young Bucks put over Private Party and after seeing what AEW, Tony Khan, and the creative team did to Private Party? Are you excited about that at all? I mean,
no.
How could anybody look at that and say, "Oh man, I can't wait to watch that. That's a great match for Arlington"?
No, I can't think of anything that I really want to see the Young Bucks get into right now. To be honest with you, I really can't. But
the question I have is,
if you're asking me if this is it, no, it's not.
The question I have is, what do they think of Tony Khan driving the fucking company into the ground, man? Their vision dead. They're not going to save television, but they're off television, and they seemingly don't give a fuck what Tony Khan's doing with their goddamn vision. It's awful, man. It is so bad.
The tag division it's worse than the tag team wrestling as a whole is worse than where it was when AEW was formed in 2017.
Yeah, it's awful. And listen, this is not because we think WWE's tag team division is better. Their tag team division is fucking drizzling shits too.
No, all around.
Tag team wrestling in the United States is fucking awful. So the AEW is just making it look so much worse than it really needs to look. That's the problem.
The thing I don't get though, it's so easy. I mean, it's easy to just give tag team wrestling a chance to fucking flourish. Is what I'm trying to say. It just feels like they're not even trying.
No.
There's little to no effort into anything that goes creatively into the tag division. So I mean, they're not even fucking trying. So why'd you come out talking about how the tag division is gonna run pro wrestling? They're gonna main event this. They're gonna be great, and then you just stop trying altogether. There's no happy median. It's not like, oh, we've been putting it over, it just won't catch. I'm like, okay, well, you misguided, you misjudged how easy it was to book. No, you stopped caring. You don't even try anymore. There's no tag teams in this fucking company that I really give a shit about other than the Hurt Syndicate.
We'll see what happens. The Young Bucks back on television, man. I don't know if anybody really wants to see that at all.
They're not gonna retire, okay?
No, they're not gonna retire, but
have to. So it's time to get back to television.
You know, it's amazing. They Meltzer drivered or Tony Khan drivered Tony Khan. They dropped that entire story. Then they do the not the Hurt Business. Then they do the Death Riders thing. They dropped that. Now they'll be back on television after 2 failed storylines that they want you to forget ever happened. They're going to come back to television with no recollection that shit even happened. Omega's on television, and they put him out. No mention of that. They'll just come walking back to television. Hey, guys, we're back to work. Can we start this new storyline, but forget everything that we did before we went away?
Get it. Okada.
Give me a break, bro.
If they're going to come back, one would think they would come back to deal with the situation that they left initially for. Not going to come back and deal with something else entirely and forget about I mean, what are we doing here? They don't care about the company. They don't care about the shit that Moxley supposedly is doing to the company. They don't care about anything else. Now all of a sudden it's going to be something different. And again, this is why we say stuff like it's like episodic television to the point where they don't want you to remember what happened last week.
No, they don't care. They don't care. They don't have writers. They have matchmakers. And everybody appeasing Tony Khan. Hey, man, you know what? Hey, TK, this match will look good on television tonight. What's the story? I don't really know, but I don't care. It's a cool match. The sickos will love it. That's all they do. That's all it is. It's basically a creative meeting reimagined in AEW. Kyle Fletcher. He went one-on-one with Brody King. 2 great wrestlers.
Fantastic wrestlers.
Don't know why this match happened, what was on the line, where this goes into the next week, what happens to Fletcher getting a victory. I don't know. What was this for? What was the reason for this, Jesse?
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, Kyle Fletcher gets Brody King and Kenny Omega gets, the vanilla midget or whoever the fuck it was that he got. I mean, how did this come to be?
Why did this happen? What is on the line here? Where does it go?
Nobody cares about Kenny Omega beating the Vanilla Bean guy, and nobody really cares to see Brody King get beat. Period. Nothing against Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher is fucking awesome, man. He's one of the best bell-to-bell workers in the fucking world today. He didn't need to beat this guy tonight on this given moment. No story, no major. It's not like he beat Brody King at a pay-per-view after weeks of getting his ass beat and he finally overcame the big beast. That's not the L that they gave Brody. They just gave him an L on Wednesday night because they wanted Kyle to have a win. That's it.
Listen, Fletcher lost to Ospreay at the pay-per-view. So he hasn't beaten Ospreay outside one match. That was back at Full Gear, I believe. So he's much needed in the win column. This was basically served up for Kyle Fletcher to get a win. Now, what Jesse and I are wondering is why did we need to get Brody King in this match for Fletcher to get his win back and get himself in the win? There's nobody else on the roster that you can have this guy go out there and have a 10-minute exhibition with and show how great he is. Why did it need to be Brody King? I don't understand how that decision is made. There's no one else that you could throw out there as a nothing match for Kyle Fletcher. It's got to be Brody King, right?
That
I
had to be him.
I don't know. I
Had to
don't
be
know.
him.
And the fans are squarely behind Brody more and more every week. It's like,
They tell you. Social media tells you. Your live crowds tell you, and you respond by booking him just to keep losing. What is this?
I don't know.
You, as a booker, you're sitting around trying to figure out what exactly the fans want, and then they tell you, and you proceed to give them the polar opposite?
I don't know.
What?
Yeah, but Ricochet says AEW listens to their fans.
Bull.
Trevor, where would you like me to see and believe that Tony listens to the fan base? I mean,
Now, here's the thing. I believe Trevor. I believe him. I believe Trevor. Because we know for a fact that Tony Khan is listening to podcasters and is talking to dirt sheets. We know this for a fact. Now, whether or not he's doing anything about it is a whole other fucking thing. Yeah, he's listening to us. He knows. He heard. But he doesn't give a shit. He's not going to book accordingly.
He listens to Cornette every week, shit on his show. He does nothing to change all the fucking critiques that Cornette and Brian Last throw out there. You know what? I'm going to do the opposite of what they say and show them. Meanwhile, the show sucks every week.
I don't watch Cornette at all, but I have enough wherewithal to know that I would take some well-placed Jim Cornette ideas over what we've been getting from AEW.
Absolutely. This is just a mind-numbingly stupid decision. I don't understand it. So this actually went through 2 commercial breaks. We'll pick it up after the second break. We got both Fletcher and Brody King engaging in a slugfest. They trade thrust kicks, elbows, and Brody King is left standing tall here. Short lariat. He tries for the Gonzo bomb. Fletcher slid out, took out the knee. It's a stalling tombstone for a 2, which is uber impressive because Brody King is not a small guy. Fletcher went for a corner charge. Brody turned him inside out with a big King Kong lariat. Both get to their feet. Brody gets a splash. Don Callis, he is on commentary, gets off of commentary, allowing Mark Davis to show up, save Fletcher from the cannonball, so he's now got the referee's attention. King tried to fight his way out of the corner, but Davis ran a distraction. Fletcher gouged the eyes, hits his top rope brain buster for the 1, 2, 3. And that was it. Post-match, Callis shook Davis's hand as Aussie Open put the boots to Brody King. All of a sudden, Powerhouse Hobbs, he comes on out.
Powerhouse.
He's out there. Excalibur said that Davis-Hobbs match is not till later in the show. But here we are, getting it now. Hobbs entered through the crowd. He attacked Davis and Fletcher from behind as Brody hits a clothesline, sending Fletcher and himself out to the floor. And all of a sudden, we get Mark Davis and Powerhouse Hobbs coming up next. This entire 20-minute block of television, 25 minutes, what does it do and what does it mean? Where does it go? I felt like I was watching absolutely nothing, Jesse. It's like I was watching the fucking sunset here in New York City, bro, on a beautiful Wednesday night. What did I watch? I felt nothing during this entire 2, 3, 4, 5 segment sequence of events here on Dynamite.
I'm not gonna lie. I am very just done with watching Hobbs come out to save random people for no apparent reason.
What is
every fucking powerhouse.
What is he, fucking Batman?
I mean, he's teaming up with Commander and Hologram.
It's like he sees somebody in trouble. He's out there like fucking some superhero. I'm Batman. I'm Powerhouse. He's out there just saving the fucking day, whether it's the Luchadors, Commander, Hologram, the Beast Mortos, Gravity, Bandido. He's teamed with everybody.
He's just not his own man. He's just not his own man. I'm not sure how or where MJF would fit into the Hurt Syndicate. I am waiting for that story to be told, but I can easily look at this situation and see that Powerhouse Hobbs has no real direction with his gimmick and he would fit in well with MVP and Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley, but for some reason, this is what we're getting instead.
I don't know. It's very comical. It's very comical, you know. Remember his T-shirt that he put out a while back that people were making fun of?
Which one?
My name is Powerhouse Hobbs. I'm big, I'm black, I'm jacked.
That was not a shirt.
That was a shirt.
Get the fuck out. Hold on.
I swear to God. ShopAEW.com. Look it up. Looking at it right now. If you guys don't believe me, there you go. There you go. Look at that. Right there. Boom. Right there, man. Oh
my God.
Oh, man. This shit sucks, man. I'm sorry. This is a joke.
Bro, who
It's a joke.
concept design this shit? This is like the WWE fucking entrance music team doing T-shirts, bro.
Bro, you got to get that shirt, man. You got to wear it on the show next week.
I'm big and black and jacked. Hey, maybe I'll put it up for a poll on my stream next time. Why would you want to? There's a white guy wearing it. What
Yeah.
do we do?
Yeah, he's a sicko, bro. They will wear anything, legitimately.
He is a sicko right there.
Yeah.
Man.
I
There's a white woman wearing it.
You got a picture of that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh well, she ain't. She's better looking than the guy.
But I don't think she's big, black, and or jacked.
Well, I mean, it's all right. Comes in all shapes and sizes.
This is
Why is this happening on the show? I don't get it. Then you got the sickos who will complain to me. I've already seen a couple of it's time to stop watching pro wrestling, JD. Are you entertained by this? Mark fucking Davis? And Powerhouse Hobbs, who apparently is on speed dial for all the luchas. 1-800-HOBBS. Shit is awful.
Who are the composers over in WWE killing everybody's theme music?
Def Rebel.
Yes. This feels like the Def Rebel design of fucking T-shirts right here.
Bro, they're all AI generated. AEW does not use actual graphics artists anymore.
This is... Bro, AI can do... I feel like Grok can do better than this.
Bro, that T-shirt was made 100% in MS Paint. No doubt about it.
So fucking... And what did Def Rebel do to the Street Profits fucking music, man?
Awful. I don't know why.
My God!
Weren't there reports several months back consecutively that WWE was looking to get some new people to compose theme music? Yet here we are still having Def Rebel fucking muddy up the show and make it sound worse than it ever has before.
Did the Profits have to lose their song because it was CFOs or something?
Yeah, that was the CFO Money theme, yeah.
That music was lit, man.
Yeah. I don't get it. Chat, do you want me to go over this exhilarating classic of Powerhouse Hobbs and Mark Davis here on Dynamite? No? Okay. Davis hits an Enziguri, ran into a spine buster. Hobbs with a quick victory. There you go.
Sweet.
It's great. And the crowd goes mild.
Man.
Lexi Nair, backstage with the Patriarchy without Christian Cage. She asked, what is going on with Nick Wayne? I'd like to know the same thing. Nick said things are finally making sense to why Cage did what he did at Revolution, but he'll address Cage when he's there with him face to face. Last week was how you properly execute a plan, glaring at Kip Sabian, as did Mother Wayne, as they walked off with Sabian eventually following. So from what we gather here, Jesse, we asked last week, was Nick Wayne operating as a lone wolf on his own, or did he get orders from Christian Cage to go out there and do what he did? It sounds like that Nick Wayne was operating on him and his mother only. And neither Kip Sabian and Christian had any idea he did what he did.
Nick Wayne is not that guy.
No, he's not that guy.
He is not this guy. Put it like this. Put this in perspective real quick. I'm not bullshitting you, man. Nick Wayne is being booked to look tougher and stronger than Brody King.
It's amazing.
What the fuck is going on right now?
Christian's
They didn't do enough. They didn't do enough with Nick Wayne and Christian Cage for me to believe this Nick Wayne, nutsack drop all of a sudden. I don't buy it.
Well, my question is, where is Christian Cage? And why isn't he on the show?
Well, I'm sure we'll come to that. I'm pretty sure we'll come to that with their story arc of what they're telling. But either way, I don't believe the tough guy act that Nick Wayne is all of a sudden giving off. He was just calling another grown man daddy like he was Meek Mill versus Diddy right about now, man.
I'm still wondering why I guess Christian's going babyface with Copeland eventually, right? That's the whole plan. Like Jesse said, why do we care about Nick Wayne? If Nick Wayne is going to split from the Patriarchy with Mother Wayne, he will be relegated to AEW Dark. That show doesn't even exist anymore.
Man.
I don't get it. Absolutely haphazard, lazy, lifeless, nonsensical writing. Why do I care about him splitting? You didn't tell me or give me any reason to give a fuck about the Patriarchy. You kept him off television for a good chunk of months. Now you want me to care because Christian lost his contract? You're going to have to try harder than that Willie Boy and TK and fucking RJ and whoever else is back there writing this shit. This shit sucks. I'm sorry.
So Nick Wayne is a leader now. Got his mom and Kip Sabian following him.
Yep.
Yep.
He's a mama's boy, bro. He's following Mama Wayne. Yeah, it's gonna really make him the apple of everybody's eye here on Dynamite.
No. I don't think they understood how much Christian Cage was the glue to hold this whole faction together. They picked out the one part that made the most sense, and they expected to still flow. No.
It's awful.
No. You could take out Malachi and keep the Hounds of Hell or House of Black together easily, but you want to hold the Patriarchy together with Nick fucking Wayne.
Yep.
Yep.
Renee was backstage with Adam Page. As she mentioned, Page entering the Owen Hart tournament last week. Swerve Strickland charged in and asked if he heard Page saying anything that he'd get into business with AEW and the World Championship. Page said, "Bitch, did I stutter?" Prince Nana came in and had to pull Strickland away from Adam Page. Main event for All In, right there. Potentially. If that's not one idea on the table, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know why bitch need to be said for a fifth time tonight, but this is the level of creativity in AEW.
The word of today is...
Yeah, the word of the day is bitch.
And we got no Okada.
Can you please use bitch in a sentence? Rated FTR. Sit down interview with Tony Schiavone. After Dax Harwood's heinous actions last week.
Yeah.
So... Tony Schiavone is sitting next to these guys. They're all sitting next to each other. And they're next door neighbors. Cope is responsible for some of the biggest breaks in FTR's career. Dax interrupts and apologizes, saying that their goal was always the AEW Tag Team titles, but after the 4 months of helping Cope, they failed twice. Cope interrupted, and he said he's making it seem like he kept them away from the Tag Team titles. Now, Cope says that wasn't his intention. He helped them as the Death Riders tried attacking them, and they put bags over their heads. I'm going to stop there. Dax says his goal was the tag team titles. Meanwhile, did he do anything to get those tag team titles back, Jesse? Did they even make a move towards the tag team titles?
No, because Big Bill and the Bad Apple beat them to it, apparently.
Where has FTR got into the mix for the tag team titles? I don't really understand it.
No, they have not.
I gotta look up Cage Match. Hold on.
They have been hanging out with the Outrunners. They've been doing that for a while. That was fun to them.
Sure.
I mean, but the titles? No. What? No. Huh?
I think Dax is drinking a little bit too much tequila. I don't know what's going on there.
No. If they want us to care about this whole feud more because these guys all, borrow sugar from each other or they, share the same lawn cutting service, that's not enough for me. I genuinely don't care. So I don't know how they plan on getting us to be invested in this just because that they're fucking neighbors. I don't get it, man.
FTR have not been in title contention since September 11th, 2024, where they were a part of a casino gauntlet match for the AEW Tag Team Championships. That was on AEW Dynamite. Everything else that they've been in since then has been against the Learning Tree, against LFI. They were in trios matches against the Death Riders. They were in trios matches with Cope. They were in a Mid-South street fight against the Death Riders. They wrestled the Undisputed Kingdom with Danny Garcia teaming with FTR. Undisputed Kingdom again. And that happened on more than one occasion. So I'd love to know where Dax says that they were focused on the Tag Team Championships. It seems by cagematch.net, which is Tony Khan's favorite website because that's what he goes and generates the interest for his show on. Oh, look, they gave me an 8.7 on Cage Match. Everybody thinks it's a great show. No, it's not. It's not. It doesn't work that way. FTR has not been mixed into the tag team title picture since last September. So why do we have him come out here blatantly ignoring everything that we have in front of me right now to basically lie to the American audience? I don't get it. Does anybody believe this slop? How am I supposed to care if they can't even tell their own stories properly? You've been battling the Death Riders. Then you moved on to the Undisputed Era. Then you want to blame Cope for you going to wrestle some 3 fucking jobbers who have nothing to do with the Death Riders. How am I supposed to care? This was my problem last week when I raised awareness to this, and everybody's like, oh, well, Dax is changing attitude. JD and Jesse are watching Collision. Jesse watches Collision every fucking week, so you don't have to.
Not this week, though. Not this week.
God, this is awful. So bad.
It is hard. It is so hard to. They need to hire somebody who's in charge of continuity of storylines.
They did. His name is Will Washington.
They did announce that.
Yes.
They did publicly say that one. Usually I'm sitting there saying, oh, you don't know to blame them for that or not. They did publicly tell us that he was being hired to monitor continuity of storylines. They publicly said that.
Richard Holland in the chat says, I've been listening for 20 minutes. Not one positive. Please stop this show and stick to the Fed. I'm sorry, Richard. Are you fucking stupid? There's something that exists called the rewind button. We talked about MJF and how we think that it is interesting to see MJF mix it up with MVP. You weren't here.
Bro, you have a ticker right in front of you. How long has this show been live?
We've been live for 1 hour and 54 minutes.
So this dude pulled 20 minutes out of a 2-hour stream so far and just labeled the whole goddamn thing as negative.
I don't give a fuck what anybody says about what I say on this show. We talk about pro wrestling. We've been respectful. We've given you the facts. We've given you our opinions of what we saw, and that is all it is every single fucking week. If you think that we are committing a crime and we're the most vilified, heinous people in the space, you could fucking suck my dick and kiss my ass. I don't understand this narrative that we are negative here. The show sucks. If it was good, you'd get 20 minutes of positivity. What is it? What is so difficult to understand? What? Am I speaking Chinese?
Dynamite is 2 hours long. I bet you I can find 20 minutes of unnecessarily boring TV out of that 2 hours.
We got 2,800 people in here. It's more people that were in attendance on Dynamite tonight. Suck my... God, I swear, fucking God, I hate these people, man. You fucking... fucking ridiculous, man. The whole community has just absolutely lost its fucking mind. It's the worst year ever in the IWC. This year, we're not even through March yet.
Bro, that is... I mean, look. That is a major reason why I put the phone down.
Fucking Christ.
For my own goddamn sanity, I'll pick it up. I'll check out some stuff, make a comment here and or there, and I promise you, bro, I swear I will close the app and not touch it for hours, maybe even the rest of the day, because I'm not going to let a screen dictate how my mood is for the whole day, man. It shouldn't.
Did you guys watch my SmackDown review from Friday? I fucking buried the show. It was terrible, yet I got to go back to the Fed because I'm negative on AEW. They're fucking terrible, too. Ridiculous. So Dax lied to the American public. Goal's always been about the AEW tag team titles. I'd love to know when. So Cope interrupted saying he said he's making it seem like he kept them from the tag team titles, but that wasn't his intention. He helped them as the Death Riders were attacking them and putting bags over their head. Harwood said they were directionless for 4 months. As Cash Wheeler said, everyone knows he and Harwood are best friends, but not many know what Cope has done for him. Jesse, you've been saying that for a while now, that they've been directionless for months. Do you want to explain why they've been directionless for months?
Because they love Phil. That's why. They are doing bestie handshakes on TV with Phil and rated FT Phil and everything great. And then Phil and the company had a falling out. Phil left, and FTR was just standing there, left by themselves in the ring with crickets and no Phil, just looking around.
Dax is having a side of Pepsi with his tequila. That's what he's doing.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Where's Phil?
Yeah. Where's FTR? Why aren't they in the tag team title picture? That's why.
Jamie Hayter. Oh, man. I think CM Punk is a great wrestler.
Yep.
Although someone did say that Jamie Hayter was going to be wrestling this coming Saturday. I guess they fixed her visa issue.
Oh, is that the case? I didn't see that.
Someone said that on Twitter. If it's true or not, I'm not sure. But someone tweeted, said that she was going to be in a match this coming Saturday. So we shall see.
All right, we'll
Shall
see.
see. Let's see. Ricky Starks was not friends with Phil, but he was friends with Cody, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's the way it works out. Can't mention those guys, otherwise burial.
Did Stokely Hathaway say something nice about Punk?
I think so. Yep. Goodbye. Thanks for coming, Stokely. Thanks for
Stokely
coming.
is so good at what he does.
It's not so funny now anymore, huh?
Not so funny now.
Nope. Cash Wheeler says everyone knows he and Harwood are best friends. When Wheeler was struggling living in his car, Cope gave him a place to live without worries. Harwood again apologized, saying he took things too far last week, but they said that they helped Cope go for his goals, but their goal is the tag team titles, and went to call out the Hurt Syndicate. But Wheeler cut him off, saying he still thinks they should go after the trios titles. Cope agrees, and if there's any juice left in the tank, let's do it, and challenges the Death Riders to the trios titles at Dynasty. Harwood agrees and says top guys out. Cope interrupts and says rated FTR out. That sounds a little bit better. And then Harwood says, yeah, sure. So
Nice exit, guys.
Yeah.
No notes.
yeah.
Killed it.
Yeah. It sounds like it looks like Dax could eventually turn on Cope here. I don't really get a sense of why.
And
Because
then tag with Max Caster.
nothing really lines up as to there's not a good reason why. Like you removed yourself from the Death Riders situation to help Cope to go wrestle the Undisputed Kingdom. And now you want to come back and fucking cause a problem as if it's Copeland's fault. How does that make any sense? There's a huge Bruce Pritchard-like logic gap staring in front of you, but you want me to believe that you've been about Cope and the tag team titles. Meanwhile, you're over there fucking on Collision, dancing away with Danny Garcia. You fucking kidding me?
The Acclaim is probably, I think the best. Yeah, I think the Acclaim are the absolute best homegrown AEW tag team.
Who's that?
The Acclaim.
Used to be.
They were the absolute best AEW homegrown tag team. They broke them up. They're doing this thing with Caster. Don't know where Anthony Bowens is. And now they're playing with FTR in a sense of we don't know what's going on. Is there going to be separation? What is happening here? Not only is tag team wrestling not thriving, they are actively dissecting it. They are literally destroying it from the inside out.
You know, I don't really get this either. I mean, I guess somebody there. I'd love for someone to chime in there and really kind of point me in the right direction. FTR is upset that they feel Cope left them hanging, and here we have Jay White who helped Adam Copeland, and he's just off going after the fucking world championship. He's entered himself into the Owen. Meanwhile, Cope doesn't have a problem with him. He doesn't have a problem with Cope. Why does FTR have a problem with Cope? What's the problem?
Because.
Just because?
Because
we need a match at All In. JD from New York 206. Christian Cage and Adam Copeland are going to be wrestling FTR in All In. That's why. Wow, man, that's captivating storytelling there. They can't even get their facts right.
It's demoralizing, man. I just want the AEW back that we got at first. I mean, I just want 2017 AEW back, man. Just all its imperfections. They had just started. They were far from great, but it was just so organic and just fun. I don't know what this is anymore now.
It's fucking garbage. Hey Dax, how you doing, man? I'd love for you to fill me in on what's going on here, man. This is garbage. It really is.
You know, somebody will see that. Somebody will see that I just said that. Somebody will clip that of some of the stuff that you said tonight, and someone in AEW will see it. And instead of looking at that and saying, man, these guys were here at day one. These guys were fans of what we did. Now they shit on us. Gee, maybe we should be doing something differently. No. We are the problem.
No, Jesse sat on a 7-hour flight to go to the United Kingdom. I, out of pocket, because they don't pay, and I'm not affiliated with AEW in any sense of the word, I paid for a first-class ticket to go fly myself there. Paid for a ticket to get to All In because I wanted the whole experience. Yeah, man, JD from New York 206 hates AEW. Yeah, man, I was fucking fifth row from the ring for All In, man. What do you think? Think? I hate AEW. Jesse was there with me. We had a meet and greet. We met our great fans. We hate AEW. Fucking ridiculous.
That flight felt like 14 fucking hours sitting in fucking coach.
It's a long flight. It's a long flight, bro.
Man, bro.
Yeah. Swerve and Jon Moxley. So they have a face-to-face. This actually wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be, just on Moxley's behalf. I think Swerve is great. They're out there. So
Jesse wants Joey Janela versus Sonny Kiss versus Marco Stunt.
Yeah.
At this point, yeah. Because when we had those matches, we had the other matches that were fucking great.
When we had those matches, there were at least 10,000 plus in the venue. So
yeah. That was not the great, and again, like I just said, it wasn't like the show was perfect. I mean, anything like that, but it was way better than what we get now. I'll definitely take those matches and then also take the great stuff that we got as opposed to what we got now.
Yeah. Now they can't even fill 2,000 in fucking auditoriums and concert halls. So Moxley's music hits. Death comes over the crowd in Minneapolis because that's exactly what the music signifies. Crowd goes mild, silent. Nana's on the floor. Strickland's in the ring. And people have asked why Strickland hasn't lent a hand to fight the Death Riders and asks what happened to Moxley. He used to be revered, respected. He went hand in hand with the AEW World title. Now Moxley hides behind Claudio, Pac, or like he said, Pac, Yuta, and Marina Shafir, and has the nerve to say no one wants to be world champion. But Moxley doesn't have the nerve to be champion himself, which is the reason why Moxley hides the world championship in a briefcase. He can't stand to look at himself in the mirror holding the AEW World title anymore. Swerve asks Moxley how his back is doing after the spot last week with Spike, and said everything Moxley used to describe himself as is looking at him right now. Claudio appears behind Prince Nana, and Strickland turned and glared. Moxley called him off. Moxley said it's not about himself at Dynasty. It's about Strickland, and questions who and what he is. Moxley knows exactly who Swerve is and what he could be, as he had high hopes for Strickland, but on April 6th, he'll let Strickland be everything he thinks he could be. How far is Swerve willing to go when you're in pain and tired? The world is bearing down on your shoulders and everyone is gunning for you. Will you endure, or will you look for a way out and take others with you? At this point, I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. Moxley said Strickland hasn't suffered enough yet. Maybe you should ask that to the fucking fan base. Have we suffered enough with this terrible storyline?
Right.
Holy shit. Has Swerve suffered enough? What about us, Mox? What about us? But at Dynasty, he will. Moxley's sport has been taken over by billionaires, Hollywood talent agencies, and kids who see the world through a filter on TikTok. But guys like Swerve give Moxley hope for the future, making him believe what he put his body through was for a reason. Moxley says he's going to make Strickland work for it. He's not about handouts, and he's going to show him this at Dynasty. Moxley said it shouldn't be a problem as Strickland is the most dangerous man in AEW. Marina Shafir charged out to the ring, and out following her quickly is Willow Nightingale with a lead pipe. Strickland said to Moxley, "You're finally facing someone who is thinking a step ahead of you." Moxley bled pints, I bled buckets. You fought in Texas death matches while I won them. Strickland will continue to lead the Dynasty era, letting him continue to play John Moxley on TV. Moxley called off Claudio and Shafir as they all retreat through the crowd. Shafir pissed. She came back and swept Nightingale off the apron. The ladies slug it out. Claudio carries her out very comically, and Nana tried his hardest to hold Willow back, and she shoved him. There was a brief face-off between Nightingale and Moxley, and that was the end of the segment. Too little, too late for John Moxley to explain why he's the world champion and why he is doing what he's doing, Jesse. This is what, 8 months in, and we're finally getting some direction as far as how he's feeling here? Give me a break.
I thought he told us a long time ago why he did it. He did it because he felt no one else was worthy of it, and he had to for the good of the company. And I don't understand what his original proclamation of why he was doing this. I don't understand how that is playing into what we're getting now.
All I know is every Death Rider segment is the same fucking segment every single time they're on TV, and this shit needs to end. Swerve needs to win the championship. I'm sorry. I don't know where else to go. I don't know how we could sit through this with another 3 or 4 months to All In. I don't know how we could do it. Swerve, you know, one of the best big match wrestlers in the company, and obviously fan support behind him. I don't know how you listen to the reaction Swerve gets every week, and then you don't give him the world championship and opt to go with John Moxley, killing the company further, going all the way into July. You talk about bad creative moves, man. We're going to be talking about this come April 6th, and we're going to be putting it in the same realm as fucking The Fiend versus Goldberg. That's where we're going. It's awful.
It's terrible, man.
Katsuyori Shibata, he had a camera. He was following Samoa Joe and Hook around. They were walking backstage where Joe asked Hook, and he asked him why he held on to Red Rum a little bit too long on Max Caster on Collision. Well, you didn't watch Collision, so you don't know that.
Nope, I didn't see that.
Hook says he's fun to choke out as they walked up to Caster, talking to Top Flight and AR Fox, trying to get his chant going to them. Caster noticed Shibata and the camera as Joe choked him out from behind, and he agreed with Hook. Yeah, it is fun. The Ops shook Top Flight and AR Fox's hands, and Hook told the camera, till the death. Okay.
There you go.
Renee backstage with Jay White, who officially enters in the Owen Hart Cup. So now we got Ospreay, Jay White, and Adam Page. So there you go.
Is that how you qualify for the tournament?
You just say, I'm in. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. You don't win a match. You're just in.
You're just in. Then why isn't everyone just in?
I don't know. Why isn't Max Caster in the tournament?
Do other people not care about it? Is that what it is?
That's exactly what it is. Instead of giving us qualifying matches, they opt for everybody to just say, you know what, I'm in.
Do certain people just don't see any value in it, or what? Yeah. Do they have better things to do?
Yeah, maybe. You know, you could book compelling television if you want to give us qualifying matches.
What?
I remember back in 1993 when I was watching WWF Superstars, where Doink the Clown and Mr. Perfect wrestled 3 times to get into the actual King of the Ring tournament that year. Can you imagine?
Wait. So, like, what if they would have had a match like Kyle Fletcher versus Brody King? So, if that was a qualifying match, then that match would have had some meaning maybe we would have cared a little bit more?
Wow, what a concept, bro.
I don't get it, man.
Or they could have went to a 15-minute time limit draw like Doink the Clown and Mr. Perfect, and we could have got it again next week, and they could have did it again. And then a 3-match series between them, which one of them will eventually get into the tournament, man. You see how that works?
I don't understand. No.
Instead, they opt for, I'm in.
I'm in.
3 months before the tournament actually takes place. I'm in. There you go.
I need to explain something to you, bro. I am declaring myself in the Owen Hart tournament.
You know what, man? I am making myself the 5th competitor in the tournament. I'm in, too.
We're both in?
We're both in, yeah. We could be in the finals, man. I could be going all in.
Chat, we're in the Owen. We're in the Owen.
We're in the Owen.
Here, let's make it official.
Yep.
I'm gonna tweet it out.
Yep. I'm in the Owen. So yeah, Jay White's in, and that's basically it. Top Flight, Darius and Dante with AR Fox defeated Alex Finlay and Devo Knight. Yeah, I think this is a great spot. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's show is sponsored by Bear Mattress. Tonight's podcast is brought to you by Bear Mattress. Bear Mattress has been helping people sleep better for over 25 years. Known for top-of-the-line comfort and quality at a superior value. Their mission is to improve the health, wellness, and overall quality of life for their customers by providing thoughtfully designed sleep solutions. Head to bearmattress.com/JDfromNY and use my code JDfromNY to get 40% off your mattress plus 2 free pillows. Bear is a premium fiberglass-free mattress designed to upgrade your sleep quality, and it's conveniently shipped to your door free within the United States. Bear knows also that everybody has different sleep preferences and positions. To help find the best mattress for you, they made a sleep quiz that will remove all of that guesswork. It's amazing how Bear can ask you these very simple questions and configure what you give them into the best sleep possible. Now, I took the quiz, as you guys see here, and they decided that it would be best if I get the Bear Elite Hybrid Soft. And I'll tell you what, man, Bear got it right. On my old mattress, I would wake up with a stiff back or some stiff shoulder joints. I'm a side sleeper, and they got it right with this because after a week of sleeping on the Bear Elite Hybrid, I didn't really experience any of these problems. And my boy Freddie, as you guys see here, he hasn't experienced any problems either. Other mattress companies use fiberglass as a flame retardant in their products, but Bear does not. They own their own manufacturing facility, which is entirely free from products containing fiberglass. Fiberglass-free mattresses keep you cool and clean. Not only did Bear help me with my stiff back in the mornings, I also sleep very hot during the night. And if you tend to sleep hot, Bear uses Celliant-powered fabric to help you stay cool throughout the night. Bear's mattresses are made with 3 premium foams designed to remove and push away any unwanted body heat, allowing for a cleaner, cooler, and more rejuvenated sleep. And they got the numbers to back it up. They just ran a survey of over 300 of their recent customers where 82% saw an improvement in their sleep quality on their new Bear mattress, which is why 95% of those customers said they would recommend Bear to a friend. I love my Bear mattress. Freddie loves our Bear mattress, and I think you guys would too. If you're looking to upgrade your sleep, head to bearmattress.com/JDfromNY and use my promo code JDfromNY to get 40% off your Bear mattress plus 2 free pillows. This is actually higher than what is being offered on site, so check them out while you can. And after you check out, you can support my channel by telling them I sent you in their post-purchase survey. Once again, I want to thank Bear Mattress for sponsoring the podcast right here on Off the Script. My little boy Freddie, the star of the show over there, I want to thank Bear Mattress for sponsoring this great AEW Dynamite right here on Off the Script. New friend of the podcast. Thank you to Bear Mattress once again for sponsoring the show. Freddie also appreciates Bear Mattress. Takeshita, one of the best pro wrestlers on the planet. He wrestled Mark Briscoe tonight. Always a great match. These guys are great. I love Briscoe, love Takeshita. I can watch Takeshita wrestle every week. Again, it's the same problem that we had with everything else on this show, Jesse. Why does it matter? You know, Takeshita should automatically, vie for the Owen as well. This could have been another qualifying match if they wanted to start getting those rolled out. This meant nothing. After his loss to Kenny Omega, he seems directionless. Where is he going into Dynasty? This is basically used to get him into the win column, but what does it really mean and what does it forward? So this being a great wrestling match, that's all it really boils down to. A great wrestling match with no meaning, no meaning and no feeling. It's just lifeless. So Takeshita wins here with the Fire Thunder Driver or Raging Fire, and that was it. That was it. Goodbye. 1, 2, 3. I mean, there really isn't much left to say as far as what happened here. I wish Takeshita was a little bit better off on the show, but he doesn't seem to have a direction coming out of Revolution.
You know, Mina said that Takeshita gets to walk around in the women's locker room.
Listen, man, he's the talk of the town in the AEW women's locker room.
And apparently, as he's doing that, the women are all like, oh.
Yeah, there you go. If you
got just walking around the women, you know, the women that are being just mean and bullying each other and all of that shit.
Yep.
Takeshita's just walking around and they're just like, oh
yeah.
You know.
Yep.
That's what I took from tonight and what Takeshita did, because what he did in the ring, it just wasn't that interesting. And I love the guy.
What does it mean? What does it mean? It means nothing. It means nothing. Just like this next segment. AEW Trios Championships are going to be on the line at Dynasty. The Death Riders will defend against Cope and FTR. Yuta said he already hates FTR's guts. We hate the Death Riders' guts, so the feeling is mutual. Copeland tried to rip him from his family, but his family is much stronger than Cope's. Claudio said when the going gets tough, you start throwing hissy fits. Pac says it's their arrogance they find it's so hard to stomach. It's Rated FTR who have the audacity to challenge them. That's not how things work around here. They challenged Rated FTR to survive the Death Riders at Dynasty. Pac. In wrestling gear, bro. He's not even wrestling.
Nope.
Claudio's in street clothes. Useless.
Speedball was in street clothes.
Yes, Speedball. Useless is in street clothes. Pac is in wrestling gear.
That's how he travels, man.
I guess so. Hurt Syndicate. Backstage, Alicia Toot. Backstage with the Hurt Syndicate asked if MJF is in or out. MVP politely asked her to step aside. And Lashley questions why MVP would invite MJF into their group. MVP said last week he told Lashley and Benjamin to take some time off, something MVP never has, as they always talked about getting a fourth man. Oh, I'll tell you, MJF is not the fourth man. We know who the fourth man is.
Right.
Lashley said MJF is so grimy, but MVP said he likes that quality. But if they don't want him in the crew, it's something they can revisit. But now they need to focus on this Big Bill situation. We'll see how this plays out. It's probably one of the more interesting aspects that we've had tonight. He's not going to be in the Hurt Syndicate. He'll probably do business with them, use them as leverage against Page. Young Bucks come in, 6-man tag, which leads to MJF and Page one-on-one, and then the Bucks versus Hurt Syndicate. I'm assuming that's where it's going to go. We'll see. Main event time, Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford against Thunder Tits.
Yes.
Timeless Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa. This was fun. I still don't know why Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford are a tag team. We got zero explanation still. It's like 6 weeks now. No. This was the main event. So Tony is really pushing the ladies here in the main event. So we'll pick it up after the commercial break. Ford knocked Storm off the apron before hitting a handspring back elbow on Thunder Rosa. She licked her face in the process, which I don't know if you want to lick Thunder Rosa's face with all the sweat and the makeup on her face. I mean, that's
paint on the face. Right?
That's a trooper, bro.
Man.
Rosa and Ford slug it out. They collide, double clothesline, double down. Storm and Bayne tag in. They finally get in there one-on-one. Bayne no-sold clotheslines. Bayne missed the sledgehammer shot. Allowed Storm to clothesline her to the floor. Landed on her feet like The Undertaker usually does after a clothesline over the top rope to the outside. She pulled Tony right out to the outside, and after being sent into the steps, Storm hits a tornado DDT. Rolled back into the ring. Ford was there, met her with a beautiful cutter. Rosa returned with a Death Valley driver on Penelope. Bayne was back. She laid out Rosa with Fate's Descent, a.k.a. the F5. Storm came back in to fight her off. Leg sweep in the corner led to Sweet Chic music. Tony nailed Megan Bayne with Sweet Chic music. Bayne no-sold it. Storm couldn't believe it. Ford got a waist lock on Tony from behind. Storm moved out of the way, and Bayne hit her own partner with a big jumping pump kick. Storm charged at Bane. She was dropped with the F5. And 1, 2, 3. Megan Bane pins Toni Storm clean. 2 weeks before the pay-per-view, Ford celebrated with Bane. Rose attended to Storm asking what happened. And that's the way the show went off the air.
There you go.
I don't mind Toni losing, bro.
I don't mind. I think they've established Toni Storm. I think she is basically at this point bulletproof. So if they want to use this now, look, it wouldn't be my go-to. I'm not gonna wake up today and say, quick, I gotta put Toni Storm in a match to lose. But if this is to help further the Megan Bane character and where they're going with this, once in the blue moon, it's not gonna hurt Toni Storm. I don't want to see it very often, but this seems to be worth it because they are pushing Megan Bane pretty hard, as they should. So I didn't mind this at all. And Toni Storm was entertaining as usual. And her and Thunder Rosa work well together. I actually wouldn't mind seeing a Thunder Rosa turn at one point and see these two go at it again.
I don't really know where they go after this because Megan Bane is not winning the championship. So you already have her ascending the top of the mountain only to lose and go down. So where does she go from there? That's the one part I'm concerned about, Yep. So we'll see what happens there. As of now, I don't mind Megan Bane pinning the champion because we all know Toni is going to go over at the pay-per-view. And that's the way Dynamite came to a close. Now, Collision's looking like this. Jay White versus Kevin Knight, who's great. Kevin Knight is fucking awesome. So he's coming over from New Japan. Apparently, he's a free agent. He is super athletic, and he's got a great look. So that should be a great match. Mercedes is going to be in action. We did not get any follow-up on Dynamite for Mercedes and Athena, which, I'm so dumbfounded as to why we didn't get what could be a potentially major match for the women's division. No follow-up on this show. But we got fucking Vanilla Baby and all these other nothing matches. But Mercedes and whatever happened with Billy Starks last week and Athena this week, nothing. I don't get it. Jamie Hayter is back. Like Jesse said, she's going one-on-one with Queen Aminata. Big Bill and Brian Keith versus Top Flight. And Wheeler Yuta versus Dax Harwood. Wow.
Yo, bro.
Good luck, bro.
I'm on it, man. I will go back to watching Collision, so you guys do not have to.
And then Dynamite next week. Will Ospreay's back, and Jon Moxley teams with Marina Shafir against Swerve Strickland and Willow Nightingale. That's actually not bad because I would
sounds interesting.
I would prefer that instead of a Marina Willow one-on-one match. I will say.
Yeah, and I'll say that sounds interesting, and exactly, I agree. I think Willow would just shit all over Marina Shafir in a match. And this mixed tag is a fantastic way to shadow, and I'm gonna say hide, but help shadow Marina's in-ring ability because it's still gonna get exposed a little bit, but it'll be fine. It'll help tell a story. And the last time I saw her, at least, she wasn't the absolute drizzling shits like she used to be, but she's definitely not on the level of Willow Nightingale.
No, not at all. Thank you guys very much for a very entertaining, a great stream tonight, man. And once again, thank you to Bear Mattress for sponsoring the show tonight. Bear Mattress is the official sponsor tonight of Off the Script. Use that promo code JDfromNY. Use our unique link that I pinned, not only at the top of the live stream chat, but in the description down below. 40% off and 2 free pillows. Freddie approved. So make sure you guys go get that. And check them out today. Take the test for yourself and get a good night's sleep because I certainly could use one. And I've been getting some decent sleep on the Bear Mattress. Make sure you guys go check out all the other content on the channel. There's plenty to talk about. We were live with Jason last night, Solid Monster, for episode 88 of Tuesday Night Titans. We are on our way to 100 episodes coming up on Jason's 1-year anniversary of TNT. It's going to be good. So go check that out.
A year already.
Yeah, it's been a year, yeah. So go check that out. I was live for Monday Night Raw. We'll be live for Friday Night SmackDown. I don't know what time yet because the earlier show was so bad last week. I'm like, I just want to sleep, bro. I just want to sleep. So we'll figure that out on Friday. Go follow Jesse at Chi-Town Smark. Also on YouTube, click the link that I provided for his YouTube channel down below in the description of this very video. And hit that thumbs up, man. We are looking for 1,000 likes. We had upwards towards 3,000 in here tonight. And we got 858 likes. I would love to see that at 1,000. So if you guys can do that. And thank you to everybody watching on X. And thank you to everybody watching on Twitch. Appreciate you guys very much. get into these super chats and then get the hell out of here. We're going to start with the Ashen Chevalier. $5 super chat. Kenny once wrestled a blow-up doll was that the first one? I'm sorry, I lost him. I don't know what happened to the Ashen Chevalier. Oh man, I lost him. I don't know. What happened? YouTube just glitched on me. We'll start with the OTS Tribal Queen. A recommitment. It's not a new membership because you got a title belt next to your name. I see you. Thank you, OTS Tribal Queen. Ali with a 5. Hey, JD, I saw the picture of your Twitter of Von Wagner. But can you please do an impression of him by saying, put the lotion in the basket? Already did, Ali. Already did one tonight. He's not with the company. He was hired as a security guard during the Hobbs and Mark Davis brawl. Michelle Moran with a 2. Tonight's show cured my insomnia. Mox and company blow. They do. It's awful. Michael Krause with a 2. JD Jesse, OTS, let's go, says Michael. Yeah. Drew Gilmore with 31 months. HOG planting its flag in my second hometown of Orlando. I plan to check out the school once it opens. Future shows could be better than AEW tonight. Sure. Indigo with 51 months. Happy birthday to me. Indigo. What the fuck are you drinking, bro? Happy birthday, brother. 51 months is a long time to support what we do here, bro. DW Hurd with a 10. Good to be back, JD. Finally got paid. Did the rated FTR bit feel like a therapy session? Felt like I needed a notepad and a pen for this promo. Bro, whatever was said was illogical trash. I appreciate you being back, Hurd. Joey Taylor with 2. Dynamite was an okay show for a change. No, it was not. Certainly was not okay. You have low standards, Joey Taylor. It's all right. You can like the show. I'm not saying you can't, but it was not a good show. Who else do we have here? OTS Tribal Queen. Hey, JD, at this point, and I really hate to admit this, but Road Dogg would outbook Tony Khan and be an improvement to this show. OTS for life. Road Dogg is not doing what he needs to do on Friday night, Tribal Queen. Tony's the worst.
Put the cart in front of the horse here.
Yeah, Tony is not doing what he needs to do. Matt Eagle with a 499. TK is more proud to surpass WCW Nitro than putting on good weekly television shows. Pathetic. His priorities have usually been fucked up, bro. Jedi Joker. I'm sorry, Jesse.
It must suck to be him because you got everybody with a goddamn microphone and a camera, talking about what AEW, should be doing and how much they suck and what they can't do right. And then when Tony Khan says, in response to someone like a Eric Bischoff, see, we did make it as long as you. Then they say, well, why you got to mention that? How come you just can't do nothing? Why can't you just can't not answer them? How come you just can't? If they say nothing, they would be like, he doesn't even respond to the criticism.
Yeah.
And he does. It's like, why are you focused on them?
Yeah.
They can't do anything, right?
No. Eddie Valentino with a 5. This Dynamite card would have been a great house show card, not for the A show, no. No, but according to Tony, they're on a great string of shows.
Yeah.
No,
wait, he's still saying that?
He said it again tonight, yeah.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Quit playing.
He did. I wouldn't be surprised if he said it a couple of times tonight. I know he said it once because I saw it. Jedi Joker. Thank you, bro. $5 super chat. 11 days away from Dynasty, and if it wasn't for me going to the show, it wouldn't feel like there's an upcoming pay-per-view. No, they have not many tickets sold for their show. Their going rate for pay-per-views is anywhere between 6,000 and 7,000 people now. Revolution was the odd man out with 10,000 people. But I'm assuming a lot of them were comped. David, thank you, brother, for the 200 in super chat tonight. Appreciate it, man. Get well. Get back to us in good health. What else do we got here? We got Toya Ain't Nice with a $2 super chat. Hi, JD and Jesse. Hope all is well. John Lamey with 32 months. The best thing about Wednesday nights is OTS. OTS for life. Thank you, John Lamey. Best in the world, Matt. $10 super chat. What's up, brother? Hear me out. WWE sticks it to AEW again and signs Mariah May, and then she does the timeless gimmick or a variation of it on WWE programming. I would not be surprised if they attempt that, if she did end up over there. But the sad thing is, she's not, man. All the discourse with Mariah May, she's gonna end up in AEW and get paid.
Mariah May's not going.
She's not going nowhere. Brian Finelli with a $4.99. Mike's surgery went well. Good spirits. Not out of the woods yet. He's thankful for everyone's support. He was blown away. OTS fam. Heart emoji. Happy to hear that, Brian. Keep me posted, brother. Nate with a 5 coming to us from Australia. Whatever happened to the pay-per-views on Max? Are the numbers that bad that they're not going to bother now? How are you guys personally? 1 year today, I had to put my dog down. I am sorry for that, Nate. I'm coming up on 1 year of Bacardi, believe it or not. And whatever happened to the pay-per-views on Max, I have no idea. I'm assuming that it will start with All In. I think that's the plan. But they should already be up there, and they're not.
The deal fell through.
Maybe, who knows? Jay Everington with a 10. The year is 2031. John Moxley just beats Von Wagner at All In from the county fairgrounds in Fruitland, Idaho, in front of 156 fans to retain and continue a 7+ year title reign. Death Riders for life. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I can imagine. Sad thing. The Boss Mo Jackson with a 190. If AEW continues to book the way that they will be finished after this current contract is over with Warner. I'll tell you that right now. The Boss Mo Jackson with a 199. On TNT, you're calm and cool. On other nights, you yell with fire. I didn't know I had to yell on TNT. It's the whole point of the show. The whole premise of the show is two dudes who love pro wrestling, who are good friends, sitting in a bar talking about pro wrestling. It's like, we want you to be at the bar with us.
Yeah, but TNT explodes.
It does, yes. Yeah. You want me to explode on Tuesday nights?
Well, this viewer does. Clearly.
You want me to come Tuesday?
What? That's a Jason problem, sir.
The Von Wagner meme, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I cracked myself up, man. DWR with a 20. I wanted Kyle Fletcher to lose so he could start going on his own. But Brody put his body on the line for basically nothing. Yeah. Nothing. I yell on Tuesday nights as well, says Killalicious. No, I don't.
I just watched this Tuesday. I usually lurk for most of the shows. I don't want to get into the chat and disrupt the flow of the stream or something.
Yeah. I already had somebody clip my discussion with Jason on Eric Bischoff and Tony Khan out of context and post like a 20-second clip. Oh, even the Solomons can't stand JD. If he couldn't stand me, he wouldn't be on the show for fucking 60 weeks. Fucking idiot.
Don't try to explain things to people, man.
DW Hurt, thank you, brother. Lucky Death with a 10. While I'm never watching AEW again after that stupid nailboard spot, I'm happy to watch the review and support the show. Much love, JD and Jesse. Thank you, brother. MGM Bowling with a 199. Fire Hoodie, Jesse. One of my all-time favorite shows.
Oh, thank you. This is a Illinois chapter.
There you go.
So on the back of it, it says Illinois on the bottom.
There you go. Never watched one episode of that show.
Man, bro.
I know, I'm deprived.
Out,
I know, I am. I'm deprived.
But don't start now. Start with The Sopranos.
Eventually.
You're losing out, man.
The Ashen Chevalier with a 5. I'll give Saraya one thing. She finally dumped that human landfill, Ronnie Radke, last year. She did. But I will say this. Ronnie Radke is a very talented musician.
And he's far better than her last boyfriend.
You can't take that away from him. Carlos Ortiz with the $4.99. I selfishly want Saraya back in WWE because I believe she's the only woman to convince AJ Lee to come out of retirement and return to WWE. Now, the only person that's going to convince AJ Lee is her husband.
It's AJ Lee.
And AJ Lee. It's not going to be Saraya. Ashton Chevrolet with a 5. Snowman Khan uses NDAs to cover up how small his ego and cucumber is.
There you go.
Okay. Okay. Corey Williams with 31 months. Gail Kim versus Tiffany Stratton. No, thank you. No, thank you. Mark of Kane with 29 months. Thank you. And thank you, Corey, for 31 months. It's such a shame AEW's gone downhill. WWE can't be the only promotion. When we lost WCW, it set wrestling back 20 years. We are repeating it. Well, blame Tony. He doesn't listen.
Yep.
Ashton Chevrolet with a 2. Word to your jobber.
Okay.
What's the situation with a 199? Kenny in a jobber match is like Punk getting on right now. No, you wouldn't see CM Punk in a jobber match because, I mean, he's only got so many more bumps left in him. Why would you want to do that to Kenny Omega?
Do wisely.
Use him wisely. Boss Mo Jackson with the $4.99. I think pull-apart brawls are lazy booking. It's what they do when they have nothing else to do to get fans interested. AEW sucks. Free Wardlow. Wardlow's going to be gone. He's going to get... I wouldn't be surprised if Wardlow gets his release. And he signs an NDA. Ashton Chevalier, this is the one I read. I don't know why this one was showing up above everybody else. Kenny once wrestled a blow-up doll. At Dynasty, he wrestles 2 charisma vacuums. Listen, they're both great wrestlers, but are people going to be clamoring to see Speedball Mike Bailey on TV every week? The answer is no. No, he looks like a fucking... he looks like a supporting actor on Karate Kid. No.
Yeah.
Tony Brown with a $4.99. JD and Jesse, I normally take melatonin to sleep. Not required when watching Dynamite. Also, Megan Bain is still a full dinner. She is.
Oh my God.
She's a lovely woman. Best in the world, Matt with a $5 super. Powerhouse Hobbs to WWE to feud with Grande Americano. Gracias! Did you see the Grande Americano stuff, Jesse?
I did.
I think it's great.
Did. I thought it was hilarious. I saw people calling it racist. I'll say this. If you are non-Hispanic, then I don't want to hear you talk about how it was racist. I'm not going to sit here and tell someone who is Mexican or Hispanic, tell them how to feel about something they deem as racist. That's on them. If it made you feel like you were being, made fun of because of your race, I mean, I can't tell you how to feel. Right?
Bro, let's be honest.
You're a white guy sitting around in the burbs saying it's racist. Shut the fuck up.
Bro, they made it about Trump. That's why they hated it. Because they mentioned him being from the Gulf of America.
Yeah, they did.
That's all they did. People are psychotic. That's all. The human race has degenerated to where we are now, and it's sad.
I only feel that way because I absolutely hate when something feels racist to me, and then some white bread dude from the burbs tells me that it's not racist. I don't know if you know what it feels like, but you probably shouldn't tell someone who does, okay?
Triple X in the chat says, I'm Hispanic and I found it hilarious. Enrique Martinez says, I'm Mexican and I found it was funny.
Bingo. I mean, and if it was me, I'm telling you right now, if it was me, I would have felt it was funny too. I shit you not. But I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell somebody else who maybe it did offend. Maybe it's something about their heritage that I don't understand, and that's why I don't understand it or see it. But if you guys saying you're Mexican, you thought it was funny, I believe you. I would be in the same boat as you, man.
The Him Jong-un in the chat says, I'm Martian, and I loved it. Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great.
Sometimes, I'm sorry to cut you. Sometimes people just need to take entertainment. And again, sometimes some people who are not in the position to call something not racist when they should shut up, they should take the time to just, enjoy something for what it is. Tropic Thunder You know, Robert Downey Jr. caught so much shit for wearing blackface and that gimmick that he's wearing and everything like that. And I thought that shit was fucking hilarious. And all the black people that I know who saw that shit also thought it was hilarious. But then so many people started screaming it was racist and tone deaf and this and that. It was fucking funny. It was the context, satire. I don't know. I don't know. It was fucking hilarious to me.
What's that dude doing the roast of WrestleMania? Tony Hinchcliffe from Kill Tony. I'm not a big Kill Tony fan. I watched a couple of handful of episodes. I thought what I saw, especially the Trump and Biden one, I thought that shit was fucking hilarious. I mean, I sat down for 2 hours and watched that whole episode. I thought that was fucking entertaining shit. Oh, of course JD would like Tony Hinchcliffe. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? I'm racist because I found his comedy show entertaining. He's a fucking comedian. He's supposed to make you mad. He's supposed to rile you up. He's doing his job.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid.
I don't know, man. This is not the 90s anymore.
No. Gold Standard with a $5 super chat. I would rather have Omega wrestle 100 squash matches than have him talk on the microphone. Omega could really use work on his promo skills. We're too late for that, bro.
Oh, my God. What?
We're too late for that, man. Also, he says, and they should never, and I mean never, give the mic to Speedball.
No. I mean, it was necessary to do it once, but yeah, now we got that out of our systems. We can kind of avoid that as much as we can, please.
Blue Jay with a $2 super chat. Why is Speedball glazing? Shaking my head. Cringe. Be unique. Yeah, I didn't understand it. That whole promo was a miss.
You gotta know Mike Bailey and his gimmick. Okay. If you've ever watched Mike Bailey in Impact, then you would know. I mean, somebody, I think it's Hooligram, just said a little bit ago that Mike Bailey couldn't wrestle.
Mike Bailey can't wrestle. I'm fucking yawning over here, bro. This show is...
He said, Mike Bailey, if he can't do anything else, he can fucking wrestle. On the microphone, though,
Blue Jay, thank you. Gold Standards with the $5 super chat says, the Young Bucks think they are stars because a rich guy loves the indies. In the WWE, the Bucks right now would be at promo class in NXT.
That's great. Just compare them to the Fed.
Yep. Demeter Bullion. I'ma grab Copeland by the G-string with a $7.99 super chat. He says, I slap Jungle Boy on the ankle because he do dat ting that he do to Vicky Guerrero, punching Vic in the crouch arrow. Triple H, Triple H not happy chap. So he slapped MVP's granny. I don't know, man. I don't know. Triple M, what's up, brother? Thank you for the runs today, as always. Our guy Triple M on Destiny 2. $2 super chat. Be ready for easy Fate Bringers tomorrow, Jesse.
Yes, I'm down, man. Let's do it.
MGM Ballin with a $4.99. You watch Yellowstone, right? Have you seen the new episodes on Peacock yet? I don't, bro. I haven't. I have to go back and reaffirm myself from the last time I stopped watching because they took fucking a whole year off. I got to go back and watch so I could get back involved again.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
I'm sitting there trying to get you to watch The Sopranos, Sons of Anarchy, and you fucking sitting around messing with Yellowstone?
You know, I want to visit the Yellowstone Ranch. It's actually a thing, a hotel in Montana. Yeah. I'll get out there one of these days. Francis Luke with a $5 super. Let me get this straight, guys. Adam Cole can beat Malachi Black and Buddy Matthews clean, but he can't beat Danny Garcia. No, he cannot.
Hey, Jesse, explain Finna to JD and Solo. What don't you understand about Finna?
Someone asked Jason in an email what he said something Finna about something, and Jason said, "What the fuck does Finna mean?" So, someone
about to.
Yeah, he didn't know that.
You guys are really white, aren't you, man?
We're old, bro. We're old timers.
No, you're not old. You're old, but no, you are white bread, man.
Yeah, sorry. I listen.
Never heard of Finna?
Bro, bro. I listen to death metal and fucking heavy metal music, bro. You think I know what Finna means?
Yeah, I would expect you to get culture.
I am
through
a bizarre
media,
man, bro. I listen to
through
fucking.
movies.
I listen to death thrash, fucking power metal. I love coffee. I'm a yuppie for fucking good coffee, and I love whiskey. I mean,
Death thrash metal listener sitting there drinking your coffee with your pinky out.
sipping my fucking $11 fucking latte. You know.
I enjoyed those chords.
Yeah. This has tastes of citrus.
Oh my god, bro.
I taste some pomegranate in this one.
Watch The Sopranos.
Sure.
Do yourself a favor and fucking just watch The
Bro,
Sopranos.
I need a day where I have nothing to do, man.
No, see, that's why you're never gonna no. Just go watch it. Just go fucking start watching it, okay? And then you'll make the time to finish watching it because you'll be hooked. Start watching it.
You finna gonna find out, bro. If you don't
I will finna come over there and finna kick your ass, man. Watch The Sopranos, for the love of God.
JB with a $7.99. Jesse, please don't break our hearts again with no collision corner. Cheers, JD and Jesse. OTS for life. Aha.
So sorry, guys. I'll get back to it this week.
Next week. It's a rare off week. Don't worry. Blue Jay with a 2. I'm Mexican and Grande Americano is great. Represent the United States. Yes.
It's fucking hilarious.
I love it. Make him angry, Chad Gable.
It's Chad Gable. He is so good at his gimmicks, man.
Yeah.
Love him.
How is JD Italian? I never watched The Sopranos.
That's what I say. Right.
Listen, guys, I'm not a big TV watcher. What do I read a
You
book?
sitting there talking about watching fucking Yellowstone.
Read a book.
Yellowstone.
BX Bane with a 2. It always offends people. It always offends the people it doesn't pertain to, he says. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. People who have no dog in this fight sitting around talking about how offended they are. Motherfucker, sit down and shut up.
Rock TV 14 with a 199. He says, keep up the great work, fellas. Thank you, Rock TV 14. I appreciate you, bro. That is all for the super chats, guys. Thank you for the great support tonight, man. We need 80 likes for 1,000. If you guys are in the chat right now and have not hit the thumbs up, hit that thumbs up. Let's try for 1,000 likes. Jesse, any parting words before we get out of here?
No, man, I will get back to Collision Corner this week. I also have a couple of videos that I need to finish working on and get those out too. But tune in. Thanks a lot. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys for a great stream. Appreciate you all here on the AEW Dynamite post. Once again, shout out and thank you to my sponsor tonight, Bear Mattress. Make sure you guys go check them out. 40% off and 2 free pillows on me. Use our link. Code JD from NY 206. Actually, no, it's not 206. It's just JD from NY. Sorry. I'm thinking about my Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY 206. Make sure you guys go check out all the content on the channel. Plenty of it. And the next time you see me will be, I believe, on Friday. I don't know where we are on Friday. I think the WWE is in the United Kingdom on Friday. Yeah, I can't wait for it to be over. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. I'll see you Friday live for SmackDown right here on Off the Script. I'll see you guys later.